with Phil stumbling drunkenly out of his bed, preparing in his head all the things he's wanted to be said. 90 minutes for Phil to fill with so much time to kill. He promised chill, but all he does instead is beg and shill. The stream's online and straight away begins to wane, but all is fine as long as chat's with 9 and doesn't step out of line. His content's immature for all to enjoy, fresh when you're, but I feel sure he ran through to feel so insecure. The money earned from yesterday was withdrawn and long gone, as Phil's spending impulse is always set to stay on. His supports us also slow and stays so low and fails to grow. You never know, the show may turn into an easy bingo. We're strict up across the board, we charge the war because the score can't be ignored. Just how much DSP makes us all feel so bored. To help us fight or sleep and try to keep alert to watch it creep, we play bingo while Phil will bitch on why is sheep are also cheap. While DSP is chasing green, we're seeing green across our screen as Phil's routine predictability rivals our soul machine. He's snorting, burping, leaning, ban. It matters not if I true fan, his chatters can't see if others make him feel less of a man. Takes a drink and slaps his leg before launching into a bag, pretending there for bills when truth is there to buy a wrestling JPEG. Talks about his shitty life of Clawless Cat and fatty wife and all his strife while forgetting that tits are well and they were right. With drama he will react, but as an actor it's a fact as he rehearsed to be exact in how he felt he was attacked. Pre-stream's nearly over and a win is in sight, with little white despite Phil's delight that tits were not light. We'll say alright, it is okay, and now it's time for Phil to play, but first he'll say that tits will help from being off the other day, and with those words we win again. It's never if but always when the game is won, and thanks to that we made it to the very end. Hey guys, King Jat here, and welcome to DSP Bingo for today, Monday the 26th of May 2025. I do hope you're all doing very well indeed. First of all, quick apology that I couldn't make Bingo yesterday. Of course, Phil was doing his podcast yesterday on Sunday, as he normally does. But yeah, I wasn't here for it. I couldn't make it. I couldn't attend, and I do apologise for that. I have been considering trying to do Sunday's podcast tomorrow for Bingo, because Phil is not planning to do Bingo tomorrow. As far as we can tell here, I've actually got to fucking look at the schedule here. Look at this. Tuesday, May 27th. No podcast. Direct declare obscure. Like, fucking who cares? But yeah, Phil's not planning to do a podcast tomorrow. He's not planning to do a podcast on Friday either. The guy is trying to sabotage Bingo profusely, and I don't understand why he is doing that, because Phil has stated several times that he could not afford to fucking shorten the podcast or skip the podcast. You know?
Come the fuck in or fuck the fuck off. Very
strange indeed. Thank you very much to Brad Bunny for popping a 19-month bingo Barry message saying first time catching live in a long while, sticking to the end for that bingo. Hope you're good, Jad. I'm doing grand, Brad Bunny. Hope you're doing very well indeed yourself as well. Yeah, I mean, good to hear from you. Good stuff indeed. And speaking of memberships, of course, thank you very much to Sunny for gifting 10 memberships at the start of the bingo. So, Soren, Insignificant Human, Scorpion, Renan Lemur, Bugle 912, Mokiness, Gordon Flowers pointed at Derek, Timo Casella, Spectre and Zeno all got a membership courtesy of Sunny gifting 10 memberships earlier on. Already had one free space that carried over from the last bingo stream we had. So we have 3 free spaces immediately and instantly going into today's bingo. So one carried over, of course, from the last bingo stream because we had one extra space essentially. And also we start off today as well with 2 more free spaces thanks to the Sunny 10 member bomb, which is very kind indeed. So there we go, get some of these. So we're starting straight away with 3 free spaces that will help us on the way to a full house. But as you can see, that's what I'm saying, Phil Burnell is not planning to do a podcast on Tuesday or Friday. Now, what will that mean for Friday? Well, I'm definitely going to do a stream on Friday, okay? Because it is a final streaming day of the month, essentially. You know, we're going to have some sort of fucking stream. Well, what I imagine Friday will be is a recap of what happened the previous day. We'll go over some clips for Phil, whatever. And we might check out quickly what he's doing live at that point in time, but you know, we'll check out his little abridged mini, not a podcast before he starts gameplay straight away. But yeah, we'll do Marvels as well. We'll decide and determine the winner for the month of May as well for Bingo and all that jazz as well. You know what I mean? So yeah, so I have some sort of plan for Friday. We'll do something on Friday because there's no podcast on Friday, but we'll still do something on Friday. But tomorrow, I mean, as I said, I wasn't here also yesterday for Phil's podcast, but apparently it was a very boring, nothing burger of a podcast where Phil just unboxed his apparently gifted controller, his LED style controller, and apparently it was an incredibly boring snooze fest. So I don't know, it may not even worth fucking trying to do bingo based on what happened on Sunday. I don't know, but I'll see over time. We'll decide over time what we're doing tomorrow, if anything at all, you know. So there we go. So part of my thumbnail today was this here from Top Tier Rated. So it all stemmed from this tweet here. So Phil's original tweet here. So I'm not sure actually what was said in the video here by Plop, but Top Tier Rated responded to it saying, I could play the classics and still put you in the gulag at the comedy DSP. Now, this is just fucking friends razzing each other, at least that's what you think, you know what I mean? Friends fucking razz each other all the time, you know what I mean? They fucking just, you know, get each other's gut web, you know what I mean? I'd kick your ass in this game any day, son, and all that shit, you know, this is the sort of shit that goes on between guys. Phil blocked him. Phil blocked Brian, Top Tier Rated, his former, you know, associate from like the Street Fighter fucking days. You know? Phil has made videos with this guy as recently as last year. And yet, this tweet got Brian blocked by Phil. So, yeah, that's... that's fucking wonderful. I just, what the fuck, man? Hackers also says DSP forgot who Brian was the other day when someone asked about him on the stream the other day. Jesus Christ, man. And Sonny says, well, Sonny, someone asked him if he was going to play Street Fighter 6 with Brian, and DSP deflected the question. Jesus. I want to see what this clip was. Hold on. So let's go to Top Tier Rated. Where are you? I want to see what this Plop clip was. That was so like... This burned Phil apart. This burned him so much. This is what Brian was responding to.
I should play Street Fighter with Brian again. I don't really care about Street Fighter 6 right now. If you haven't noticed, I'm into the classics. That's what I'm into right now because those are better games. Street Fighter 6 right now, in my opinion, is fucking dead. Like, seriously. Oh, yeah. So over the weekend, there's this big tournament going on in the Capcom Pro Tour. It's called Combo Breaker, right? So just by complete chance, yesterday on my day off, I'm on YouTube, and what happens is YouTube throws you recommendations, and actually the Combo Breaker live stream happened to be in my feed. So I clicked on it. It was a pools match, M. Bison versus Mai Shiranui in Street Fighter 6. Fight! They both go at it, trying to get one hit. One hit, giant combo, pushes them to the corner. Literal 50-50 guessing, that's the round. Next round, a couple fireballs, parries, one hit, push them to the corner.
Jesus Christ. I know, it's probably more to the clip as well, of course, I mean, but yeah, that's just... Phil was just complaining about Street Fighter 6 and it's being too complicated for him, I guess, or something. So that was a tweet. Yeah, someone suggests DSP play. This is why Brian fucking said something in the first place. Someone suggests DSP play Street Fighter 6 with Top Tier Rated again. DSP, I don't care about Street Fighter 6 anymore. ... Street Fighter 6 anymore. Hold on, let's see the start of this again. Hold on. Does Phil hesitate before he says Street Fighter 6?
I should play Street Fighter with Brian again. I don't really care about Street Fighter 6 right now.
Debatable. Obviously, I fucking led to Top Tier Rated saying I could play the classic. I could play the classic and still put in the gulag at the comedy DSP. And he also added Ashton. That was after I got banned though, or blocked. Sorry for Phil. So he said this and then got blocked by Phil, and then he made sure that Ashton, half of Kino, was aware of the situation. So quite pathetic on Phil's part. Absolutely fucking pathetic. So there you go. I've seen this fucking comment on Twitter as well from Nerdbrew. Phil has more controllers than friends, and he's absolutely fucking correct. Like, that is an incredibly astute observation. Phil actually does have more controllers than fucking friends.
Fuck you and your friends.
Well, it's no wonder you don't have any friends.
You know, don't tell me I'm wrong. It's the truth. He has actually more controllers than fucking friends.
Describe it.
So there's a clip here. So Phil from his podcast. Yeah, Phil had his camera showing what his hands are doing with the new controller, and I guess Phil forgot that the camera was on and where that camera was pointing to. So yeah, some people have seen this clip already, and if you've not seen it yet, then prepare for Phil being Phil.
They feel a little bit higher. I don't know how I can really describe it. They feel a little bit higher up.
Watch his hands.
Than the standard shoulder buttons of the standard Xbox or Xbox Elite controller. So I'm not sure how much I like those. I guess.
Yeah, clatte bastard. What a fucking manky prick.
We'll have to see. And And then your triggers, they feel a little bit higher. I don't know how I can really describe it. They feel a little bit higher up.
One more time.
Than the standard shoulder buttons of the standard Xbox or Xbox Elite controller. So I'm not sure how.
Jesus. Oh, dirty fucking pig. Okay. Couple more clips here, of course. Apparently, Trolls won.
That's right. You guys did not get to see my cologne review idea because disgusting negative people had to crap all over it and immediately make fun of it and say it wasn't going to work. So I said, well, forget it then. I'm not going to bother with it.
Well, we also fucking mock you for fucking doing the food stuff all the fucking time. But you fucking persevere with that.
If you're going to be negative and not even give it a chance and allow it to be tried once, then screw you. Then you don't get it. I'm not wasting time. You're already complaining before the idea's even seen the light of day. You're going to be so toxic about it. Well, then, you know, tough shit. So now you don't get it. Now you'll never get it.
Trolls won. Okay, what's over half the clip?
So I had an idea. I said for something different, instead of me always like reviewing fast food, why don't I review like a cologne? Like I can either get a brand new one and smell it for the first time and test it and see what I like, or I could review a cologne I already have. I could show you the bottle, I could tell you the cost, I could tell you the value, what I think of it. You know, oh, horrible idea, worst idea ever. All right, well, fuck you then. You won't even let me do it once. You got to sit there and you got to shit on the idea.
I just love, like, you know, Phil was an idea. People say, I'm not sure about that idea, pal. And Phil's like, well, fuck you then. He cannot handle. He cannot just face up to the idea of people rejecting his ideas. Because according to what Phil fucking believes, he's the smartest person to fucking exist. Like, you know, so his ideas must be wonderful.
Idea before it's even happened, then fuck you. I won't do it. I'll continue to eat fast food, and you'll like it. It's that simple. People are so toxic on the internet and want to be dicks to me. Well, then you get nothing. You know, I come up with an idea. If you don't like it, then you won't get it.
Yeah, then people told you they didn't fucking like it. You're like, well, fuck you then. Fucking arsehole. What an idiot. Fucking idiot.
Any part about it.
And also, so the last Twitter clip here, we have the last Twitter clip here. DSP ends the night on a random quote about his views and reassuring people once again that his channel is all about the money from a few people and favours to get him artificially pushed into people's feeds. I've not seen any of this or whatever, but I guess, what's this clip all about?
I love our rotation right now. Here's the funny part about all this, right? The usual idiots, right? The morons, the naysayers are saying, oh, Phil, don't you know that your views are down on DSP Gaming? Okay. I'm playing an incredibly lengthy RPG, an incredibly lengthy puzzle game, a retro fighting game, and a bunch of chill stream stuff. Do you think that's going to bring in mainstream attention and views? I'm not even playing anything that's new right now. Of course my views are down. Doesn't matter. The streams are doing very well. People are showing up, engaging, and supporting the streams. That's where the majority of my support comes from.
Well, you have dropped games before because you fucking cited the fucking lack of attention it got as a reason why you fucking dropped that fucking game. And you've done this very fucking recently for the last couple of months as well. So, does it fucking matter or not, essentially? Like, why can't you be fully transparent all the fucking time when it comes to fucking things like this, okay? And just say, look, I want to fucking make as much money as possible. And so, if a game's not going to do well for me financially, that game's going bye-bye. Just be honest for once, Phil.
Why would I care that some of the videos aren't getting views? Who cares? Overall, things are good. And things will pick up. New games are coming. Night Rain, the Switch 2, with Mario Kart World. We got what's that game? Mind's Eye. The whole week there of Summer Game Fest, Xbox Showcase. New great stuff is about to hit. Gaming, you know, bonanza is right around the corner. Why would I be worried and freaking out? But these idiots care about my shit like they know anything. They don't know anything. They're just dunces. Complete fucking morons who have to find something negative to say about everything. Guess what? I'm doing really good. Just so everyone knows, I'm doing really good right now. Things have been going really great for months.
Who fucking cares?
I mean, look, Dimitri came by. He put us on the front page. He boosted the views. That means I made some extra dough tonight because I'm in the partner program, and Dimitri knows that. He's doing me a solid. Why would I complain about how stuff is going? It's going.
And what are you going to fucking do for Dimitri's sake to fucking make him feel? But it's like, what is in it for Dimitri then to fucking do that for your benefit?
Very, very well. Okay.
Fucking random Dimitri fucking shout out the guy who's fucking in charge of Kick. Wow, Dimitri put in the fucking front page. Isn't it weird how Phil fucking Phil wants to fucking pretend to be your average fucking Joe gamer, you know? He's just like you and me. And yet when he gets special, privileged attention from people on Kick, you know, the people fucking run the fucking Kick websites, when he gets very special treatment, you know, all of a sudden it's like, oh, no big fucking deal, you know? Yeah, like anyone can get a fucking front page on fucking Kick, because shut the fuck up, Phil. Entitled cunt. Christ alive, man. Yeah, I'm upset. Phil's sabotaging Bingo, there's nothing I can do. Phil is sabotaging Bingo because he fucking keeps taking days off for fucking doing podcast. Bastard. That's it, I'm mortal here. Anyway, I have a couple of clips to show you before we go live to DSP, okay, and also a compilation from Snort Brunel, but I just thought I'd run by a couple of times Phil has dismissed the idea of doing, like, people have told him in the past to do shorter podcasts, abridged podcasts, you know, and so this happened several times. This is back in the 21st of February, you know, and he had this to say about the whole notion of, like, either get rid of the podcast or shorten the podcast and have more gameplay.
And the suggestion box basically is like, just tell me what you want, you know, improvement. I want constructive criticism. And I'm approving all the suggestion box posts. And I'm not reading them fully, but I'm skimming them as I approve them. And I can tell you right now, a lot of the people posting in the suggestion box are saying things like, streamline the podcast, make the podcast shorter, less time talking, more time with gameplay. I'm not kidding. That's what it says in the suggestion box. Okay? Okay? That's the feedback you're leaving in the suggestion box. So then I do a poll, what do you want to see Tuesday night? And the majority of people are voting for, let's just hang out and talk. You mean like what I do on the podcast that the suggestion box is telling me to do less of? Huh? How does that make any sense? And the answer is it doesn't. None of it makes sense. I'm getting conflicting information. For example, we have seen in the last few weeks, actually what's happening on a lot of daytime streams is that people are coming by and they're talking and engaging in the podcast and supporting the stream on the podcast, right? We're getting things like tips and super chats and memberships and gifted memberships during the podcast. Then I start to play the game and all the contributions just stop. The engagement dies off. People leave. I sometimes have more viewers on this podcast than I do for the gameplay sessions. It's going to happen today. Right now we have 394 people on the podcast, and when I play Baldur's Gate, we get between 200-300, right? So you're telling me I have more of an audience for the podcast and more support for the podcast, but then my feedback is do less of the podcast. And it makes me scratch my head and wonder, you know, what is this feedback then? Right? On the one hand, people are saying, do less of this, but then that's what's getting the most attention, the most support, and people are now voting in a poll for more of it. So, huh? Right?
Kind of fucking dumb, isn't it? Kind of fucking dumb. Also, that was from the 21st of February 2024. Over a year ago, okay? This is over a year. This is before Kino Casino Arc and all that shit, you know what I mean? This is over a year ago. Not long after that, on the 26th of February, it would come up one more time, okay? So yeah, it would come up one more time, and once again, Phil will be quite dismissive of that idea.
Shorten the podcast and dive into gameplay sooner. That one I've heard 4,000 times. We've already explained that in reality, a lot of the support and engagement that I'm getting these days on certain streams actually is from the podcast. There's been certain days when I talk and we have a good conversation and good fun and I get support, and I start the game and it's dead. Right now, we are leaning more towards content outside of the raw gameplay. This is going to continue to happen in the future. So, oh, just get rid of the podcast, shorten the podcast. It's the opposite is what's going to happen, because that's what actually what's going on is there's more support. Last week, you guys literally voted to have a chill night with me where all we did was talk, and it went well. That stream went well. So why are you getting at me a comment here? Drop the podcast, make a shorter podcast. No, people want more. That's what I'm seeing. The actual evidence versus this kind of one-off suggestion, the evidence is people are liking it more. So do more of it.
So it kind of begs the question, why has Phil slid on a 180 and decided to fucking abandon some podcasts? There is one more here, there's one more clip here. There's actually two from the same fucking thing and all, actually. So here's what it says at first. So this is the 19th of March 2024. So all these clips, those three clips combined, came within a span of 1 month, essentially, from early 2024. And so yeah, here's what I have to say about it again once more in March 2024.
All right, last few times that I've done the suggestion box. All right, a lot of people are like, well, when you do the suggestion box, you seem to get angry or upset. And if that's the case, then what's the point of the suggestion box? Well, here's the thing you have to understand. When the suggestion box, the point of the suggestion box is supposed to be constructive criticism, saying, here's a suggestion for you that perhaps would help you to improve and grow. All right, what I'm getting a lot in the suggestion box are very, very big, like, demands. Like, it's not, oh, so you should really do this thing because this will improve your content. It's more like, I just don't like this, so stop doing it. That's not constructive criticism. Constructive criticism is, listen, here's something that you can do to improve. Here's why it would improve your content. And here's, you know, some examples of how it would either benefit you or how it's benefited others, and we feel it will apply to your content, or how people have said that this is something beneficial. That's different from I just don't like your podcast, so stop doing it. Or,
But Phil's fucking desire for a fucking suggestion box. Can we just fucking get, make this fucking square? His demands and expectation for a fucking, suggestion box was ridiculously stupid. Like, he was wanting somebody to provide him with some sort of fucking brief, abridged PowerPoint presentation as to, oh, here's a change you should implement. Here's why you should implement this fucking change. Here's the direct evidence it'll fucking do well for you, despite us having nothing to base it on. Like, Phil was wanting, like, the concrete evidence of any suggestions being suggested to him would do well for him, without, like, his fucking requests were just so weird. Like, you weren't allowed to fucking tell Phil, oh, I don't like this thing, I don't like that thing. That was never a point in the suggestion box. So Phil having that suggestion box was for only one fucking reason. For his dumbass dents to tell him what they would be willing to give him more money for. That's basically, how can I milk more money from you dumb bastards? I mean, tell me all the ways you want me to fucking make more money from you daft bastards.
shorten your podcast dramatically. And then I explain, well, I don't understand why you would ask that, because all evidence points towards the podcast doing really well. The viewership on the podcast has done well. Engagement during the podcast is great. I've actually had some days where all my support came in during the podcast. And when I started playing the game, the whole stream dried up. We lost hundreds of viewers and we didn't get any support for the rest of the stream. Everything is pointing towards me doing more style of podcast. Why are you asking for less podcast? And every time I say that, I don't get a valid response. I just get, oh, I think it's boring. I want more gameplay. Make the podcast shorter. That's not constructive criticism. That's your personal demands. I don't need personal demands. I don't want to know specifically what you like and don't like. That's not suggestions. That's your own like pet peeves of my content. That's not a constructive criticism. You understand the difference? If you're going to say, I think this should change or improve, you have to justify with a good reason why, not that you personally don't like it. All right? There's tons of things I personally don't like on the internet, but I don't go to them and complain about them. I just don't partake in them then. You see the difference? Constructive criticism would be like, for example, what OP Boone has been doing, where he's been saying, hey, here's a suggestion of something you can implement that'll probably make your content better. Now, sometimes I take OP Boone's suggestions and I implement them and it works really well and we get big improvements. Literally what I just did earlier during the show where
You realize that OP Boone's suggestions were generated from AI? Like, he was basically fucking regurgitating what AI told him. Yeah?
did the pause recording and stop and resume recording. That was him. And I'm going to use that from now on when I need to like get out of the chair to do stuff. Like today, Jasper's in the office, but Kat will come home at some point during the stream. And instead of saying, I'm going to leave an empty chair here for 5-10 minutes, I'm going to hit that pause and resume record button. That's an awesome piece of constructive criticism that has improved my content. But I'm not always going to take what OP Boone says and do it. For example, yesterday he had a suggestion about ripping the news segment out of my streams and sending it up as separate videos to be separately promoted and everything. I would like to do that, but I don't have the means to. Nor do my editors who are working on the Throwback channel. I'm not
Editors. It was one person, it was Darziak.
going to tell them, stop working on the Throwback content to come over here and do this instead. I'm going to tell them, keep doing what you like, and maybe long term, like I said, maybe if I had an employee who I was actually paying, who could sit here every day and sift through all my content and edit parts out, then
Jesus Christ, you can't forget how fucking bad this shit was, man. You really fucking do.
I could do that. That's how other YouTubers do it. They have employees to do it for them, not volunteers. But I don't have an employee because I can't afford one because I'm not big enough to have an employee. You understand? So that's the thing. That's constructive criticism. I don't get mad at OP Boone because he made a suggestion that doesn't work. I just explain why. But when your suggestion box input is, I don't like this because you don't like yesterday, I don't like that you advertise for 10 to 30 minutes demanding income. I don't do that. That literally doesn't happen.
Well, my bank counter would disagree with you.
There's never been an instance where I'm playing a video game like this and I say, well, guys, I've had it. You're not contributing today. So I'm going to put the controller down and I refuse to play until someone contributes. I'm going to turn my camera off and I'm not turning it on until someone contributes.
I mean, it's incredible, isn't it? Because how many fucking games has he fucking wage quit since? And remember, this is from over a year ago. This is March 2024. Bear in mind, this is not this year. This is from March 2024. In between then and now, Phil had a whole lot happen to him, like the Kino Casino arc and all that shit, and Phil fucking believing that he was actually very important and special.
You guys got to pay up. When the hell has that ever happened in the 16 years that I've made content? That makes absolutely no sense that people would say shit like
Thank you very much to Moki for popping their 11-month bingo Barry membership message saying, oh god, 2 seconds in he's annoyed me already. This is old Phil. Newton, current day Phil was not here yet. I mean, he might be in the stream, I assume he's in the stream chat by now, but he's not live yet, you know what I mean? So, this is old Phil, you know, this is the older Phil. This is old Phil when he was younger, but still.
Old bastard!
You know what I'm saying?
Like that. But that's what I'm getting in the suggestion box. It's like, that literally doesn't happen. You're citing things that don't happen and telling me not to do them. That they don't happen. The problem is, you're watching detractor content. And the detractors only emphasize shit that makes me look bad. They will act like that literally just
Phil. You make yourself look so fucking bad on a daily basis. We don't have to look fucking hard to find the moments where you look like a fucking scummy piece of shit. Phil, you don't understand. Do you understand how ridiculous it is that we can take you and your content and in one single day manage to fucking sometimes put together like 20, 30 minutes of you being a scummy piece of shit. We can do that for anyone else usually. If we go to any other content creator right now and we try and fucking find like 20 to 30 minutes worth of material from them, from that one particular stream they're doing of them sounding like a fucking piece of shit, we'd struggle to fucking find that. I mean, never mind 20 fucking 5 minutes, we'd struggle to fucking maybe 5 minutes, perhaps. Maybe even the fucking minutes. But most content creators will usually are quite respectful towards their fucking audience. Not Phil though. Phil sees his fucking audience as fucking like rolling piggy banks. I would say walking piggy banks, but some are in fucking wheelchairs.
Happen. Like, oh, see, he did that, or he did, it doesn't happen. The shit that they're saying happens doesn't happen. But if you just sit there and you watch the drama content, then you complain about drama, there's one person to blame. You're the one who watched the drama content because you wanted drama, so don't ask for less drama that doesn't exist. You created it. Again, if people would just watch this content, if you would be here every day for the show and hang out with me, you would realize that most of the complaints about the show don't exist. Wait a minute, I like the show. Why would I want the podcast to be shorter? People are hanging out, having fun conversation, everyone's having a good time. Why would we want a shorter podcast, right? Wait a minute, advertisement. He didn't even advertise. I haven't yet. Have I said a word about contributions today? I think I did talk about the Throwback channel, but that was it. Or no, I wasn't the Throwback channel, it was actually the React channel. I haven't said anything about it on this stream about it, right? And we're a good hour in. So what are you talking about? It doesn't exist. You made it up because you listened to the wrong people, right?
I'm pretty sure that particular day he did actually say something about contributions, but that's just, who knows. You would need to check the bingo from that day, from the fucking March 18th, 2024, to see if I fucking lost my damn mind at that particular fucking segment. I think it says something at the end as well. It says something at the very end as well about...
Oh my dog! What's up?
Okay, I mean, hold on. I think Phil said something at the end about how the podcast is justified because it keeps getting support. But thank you very much to Cellshooter for the 499 super chat, who says Phil is the only content creator brave enough to take the third path. Oh god, don't remind me of the fucking third path. Don't remind me of the goddamn third path nonsense. Oh god. That was a tipping point for Kino Casino, wasn't it? That really was the ultimate tipping point for them. That really was like they fucking lost it big time. Like they went mask off when they seen Phil fucking choose the fucking third path. Anyway, I think at the end of the podcast here as well, Phil tries to justify the existence of the podcast because it's getting supported.
The engagement is good, but we gotta end. We gotta get to Baldur's Gate.
Oh yeah.
Early on YouTube. Yes, I remember that game, and I remember that movie.
Here it is.
Okay, guys, see what I mean? You're like, make the podcast shorter. It keeps going. People are still here. The attendance is great. The engagement is good. But we gotta end. We gotta get to Baldur's Gate because I have to finish this game. All right. So as much as we have fun with the podcast, guys, we gotta put the kibosh on it for today. Okay.
Baldur's Gate. He was still playing Baldur's Gate at this fucking point in time. The game he was desperate to fucking get to the end of. He was playing that shit every fucking day, getting $100 per stream guaranteed for it. God damn. So yeah, it's just unbelievable. It really fucking was unbelievable. That sort of stuff. So that was Phil back, Fish. I wasn't ready for that. That was Phil back in fucking 2024, justifying the whole point and reason of a podcast existing and not getting shortened. Like he was angry about the idea of shortening the podcast and getting more time for gameplay. Fast forward to current day Phil, where he originally fucking made the decision to have no podcast on some days in order to finish Doom, the new Doom game. The new Doom game is now finished from Phil's schedule. He's finished playing the game. He's no longer playing a new Doom game, and yet Phil is still actively deciding to not have some podcasts on some days. And he's not really justified as to why that is. And also, I'd be curious to see Phil's answer, justify why it's okay for him to do it now, when a year ago he was telling his audience they were stupid for suggesting to just shorten the podcast. He's not shortening the podcast. He's not bothering with it whatsoever anymore for a couple of days. So what has changed in a year for Phil to fucking decide himself, you know what, maybe that's a good idea after? Because back in 2024, he called his audience dumb as fuck for suggesting that all the time on a regular fucking basis. Now he's implementing it, and all of a sudden it's a fucking good idea. What has changed, Phil? I'm very curious to see why Phil has decided now is a good idea to fucking do that, when a year ago it was a dumb, stupid fucking idea. Because, because of dumb fucking trolls or whatever. And Sonny, I remember that test very well. It was a fucking day after that fucking marathon. So Phil made several $1,000 fucking dollars during a fucking marathon. The very fucking next day, He decided to do an experiment where he wouldn't beg one time. Phil made $150 without asking for a single fucking penny. You know? And but he still justified the need to beg the following day by saying he only made $150. Phil would rather make $300 by reminding his audience every fucking second that he needs the fucking money than make $150 without asking for it. And that just sums up the kind of person that Phil Burnell is. You know what I mean? Personally, I know what I would rather fucking do. Personally, you know what I mean? I'm glad I'm never in a fucking position where I fucking have to ask for it. You know? Like, Phil feels like he has to ask for it. Phil feels like he needs to fucking ask for it, you know what I mean? Because that's a fucking lifestyle that Phil has fucking carved out for himself. He's in a situation where he has no choice but to remind his dumbass dent heads that fucking watch him on a regular fucking basis that he needs their fucking money. And they might forget that. They might forget a simple fucking fact. So he needs to fucking remind them on a regular fucking basis. Guys, you know what? I get my Kick support soon. Guys, guess what? I get my YouTube support soon. Patreon support. No, that shit. It's just fucking ridiculous. It really fucking is. Ah, Christ, man. Oh shit, some breaking news about Liverpool. Oh shit, no, oh for God's sake. So Liverpool FC were having a big celebration in the city of Liverpool today. Premiership, title parade or whatever. Apparently people have gotten injured. I mean, Jesus man. Ah, for fuck's sake. Apparently a car ploughed into people, Jesus. I mean, who knows? I mean, also details very fucking vague. Who fucking knows? It's terrible when it fucking happens, though, of course. You know what I mean? Yeah, but yeah. Hopefully no serious harm fucking done. Whatever, you know. It's just, it's awful. It's awful when that shit kind of happens, you know. Fuck me, man. It's one of those fucking things as well. It's like you see it happen everywhere. It happened in Germany, I think, the other day. You know, I mean, also, I don't think there was some sort. I don't think there was like a fucking parade or anything happening. But I remember reading about some car, you know, going into fucking people in like Germany or something. I don't know if it's Berlin or something, I can't mind. But yeah, it happens fucking everywhere, sadly, you know what I mean? Ah, Jesus Christ. Anyway, random, I know. Anyway, okay, before we start with live DSP stuff today, I was gonna go through this Not Brunel compilation, you know, from yesterday's antics. I've not seen anything from yesterday yet, do you know what I mean? So I kind of thought we'd see us. He's unboxing new faulty controller. He insults his viewers who hates his excessive grinding as well. I've not seen any of this yet. Looking forward to it. And yeah, let's see what happened with Phil yesterday in case you guys missed it as well.
Now let's play the game.
That is an epic fucking intro, dude. I have to warn everyone. Warning. What you may see right now is going to be absolutely disgusting.
Oh, Jesus.
DSP going live XVX tipped £1. My new controller goes creak, creak, creak. Me.
No. Not the E's. Not again. Fuck.
We.
Still going. Still going. Oh look, Phil's whale was turned up in his chat. ENS. Prominent whale for this game. Oh, there's more. Almost over. I think the end is in sight.
Refund that bad boy.
There we go. Thank you very much for the contribution, DSP going live. Thank you very much for letting me know. Of course, I put Phil on pause for now. I'm going to build us some speed up juice. And while we build us some speed up juice, let's also enjoy this robust compilation from Snort Brunel.
Sound good?
Sounds good to me.
Let's see, we haven't gotten any super chats at all today and no memberships today. Nothing from YouTube. Wow. We got a few tips. We got those nice subs over on Kick. What is going on with YouTube? Can we get some YouTube support this morning, please?
No, no, no.
So here it is, the Masha Nikkei G5 Pro V2 controller for PC. How do you open this thing? Oh, okay. Oh, it's got a sticker. What a pain. I hate it when they put stickers on these things. Yeah, you know, it's like holding this on or something, this tab. Let's see. Oh, great. I broke the plastic right away. Great. Well, let's hope it's not broken. I doubt they're going to accept the return. Yeah, no, they would. It's just a box. Yeah. Sheesh. Why do they have to put stupid stickers on this crap? I don't have any nails. I just cut my fingernails, trimmed them. So now I can't get the sticker off. Look. Okay. Stupid sticker. There you go. Exciting unboxing, okay. Looks like it has a wireless USB adapter. Oh, it's white? Oh, I didn't even understand from the box. I couldn't even tell what color it was. So this is the USB adapter, it looks like.
Kind of say what you wanted to say, your overall thoughts about the interview, because you're the one person that we haven't really heard from after yesterday. And I think
Wow, this is a podcast then, yesterday. This is what I
Put
missed
it in a
yesterday.
bag. I don't know why. So, okay, so there it is.
Thank God there's two
And it says
cameras for
Masha
this.
Nikkei on it. You can see. And it has the button. I guess you push the button to get it to start searching. Wireless signal. But... Aha, I was just going to say, how do you charge it? I guess it comes with a USB cable, and so this is what I'll use to charge it. Yep. Its own USB cable there. All right, good, because I'm going to need that. We're going to charge it this morning during the podcast. All right.
It would be great for someone to just dump a giant, huge load of money on the stream right now. That would be amazing.
Then, the real controller right here. If I can get it out. It's stuck. Well, let's see what this controller looks like.
The people that support them, they can feel it. They can sense it when you see them as dollar signs instead of people that
It's fancy. So, wow, it looks very fancy, does it not? It is a standard form fit of an Xbox controller for sure. Okay. I wonder if the D-pad's any good, because the D-pad has been the major problem that I've had with a lot of controllers, that the D-pads are kind of crappy. But it is silver with white thumbsticks, white buttons, and a white D-pad, as you can see. Now, it is a cheaper controller than the Elite 2. The Elite 2 is insanely expensive. It's like $130, $40. This one is less than $100. I think this was like $60, $70, perhaps. So it's not as expensive as a controller as the Elite 2. So I guess we'll see. You know, when I use it, I'm kind of interested in how everything's going to react. The buttons are more clicky style. They do feel these face buttons feel very different. That seems like the big change. The face buttons are a little different. The thumbsticks are supposed to be Hall effect. And we'll have to see, right?
Hey, by the way, send me tips. Yeah, this is you. Everyone complaining in chat is an idiot. Seriously, I mean it. Like, people are complaining, saying, "Oh, why are you grinding? This isn't fun." This isn't grinding. This is a dungeon for later, but you can do it earlier, and I'm challenging myself doing it so early. It's part of Minoko's story. So you're an idiot if you're complaining. You actually have no clue what the hell you're talking about. Sitting here whining about nothing. There's the salt. The delicious salt.
I don't know, now she's doing it smooth. But now she stopped, and I'm still holding it. Oh, man, I think it is the controller. The controller is shitty right out of the box. That's terrible. What if...
Actually, it is not the controller. Apparently this is a known bug. And, like... So I seen somebody leaving comments to Phil about this. You know? Where did I fucking see that shit? Hold on, where did I see it? Don't tell me I fucking saw it on his own fucking Twitter. I seen somebody leave comments somewhere about this fucking shit. Yeah, it was on the fucking Twitter. So Atomic's here 6 hours ago. Just for your information, your new controller is not faulty. It's a controller bug with E33 on PC. I had that same sprint issue with direct input with a specific game too, and no others. Using DS4 Windows subsequently fixed it. There's threads with other people having this issue as well. So they fucking go, Phil Burnell immediately assumed the controller's fault when it actually wasn't the controller's fault particularly. But he's going to blame the controller, of course, because you know, is always got to, you know, complain about something.
Hold on. Yeah, look, because I'm holding it. Yeah, look. So the trigger is messed up. Are you kidding?
I don't know if you want to call it karma or whatever. I don't know. But it just seems like, to me, it's just a pattern that's followed me along the 14 years I've been a content creator. You know what I'm saying?
I got a new controller and the controller's faulty. The right trigger doesn't work. Yeah, it doesn't. Look, it stops working. And then starts again randomly and then stops. And then starts again randomly and stops. Chinese stuff, guys.
I mean, imagine gifting something to Phil at the kindness of your fucking heart, thinking, oh, I'm going to help Phil with all his controller issues, and this is how he fucking reacts to you. He calls the thing he got my Chinese piece of shit knockoff thing, and he just smashes it. He's fucking ungrateful. If we are to believe Phil's word as being true, then he is an ungrateful cunt who treats gifts in such a fucking manner, who treats the hospitality and kindness of his audience in such a fucking manner. Now, of course, most people are assuming that Phil wasn't actually gifted it. He just fucking says that just to fucking make himself sound like he's a very super popular little boy who everyone fucking loves. I don't know. Make of it what you will. All I know is that Phil's own narrative here makes him look like a fucking disgusting piece of shit who doesn't appreciate the gifts that are given to him from the kindness of others by his own fucking narrative anyway.
And of course the controller has to look nice and have a nice app and have everything bells and whistles, and the fucking button's busted. Yeah, look, just stopped again. Yeah, this sucks.
Well, that will help.
Oh, why is it fucked up? That is so bad. Yep, just stopped again. I'm not releasing.
Lol.
Yeah. So we got a faulty controller. That sucks ass. Really stinks. Brand new controller. I like how it looks. I liked how it was controlling, but the trigger doesn't consistently work. It drops if you hold it.
Guys, if you've enjoyed Clear Obscure today, please support the stream. We had quite a lot of support early on, and then it completely fell off, and we haven't had much at all. And I certainly don't want Clear Obscure now to have a stream that we don't even hit halfway to the goal. It's been doing so well. This week, in fact, I was planning on playing this, I'm not kidding, 3 times. And I need to have support for the game to do that. Please support the stream in some way. All right, epic boss fight time.
Didn't really need it.
Boss.
Uh-oh, what the hell's a snowstorm? Six punches. Oh well. I couldn't do anything. Just try it. We're not gonna beat him unless I parry everything. The only way to beat him is parry everything. Seriously. That's true. Apollo says equip anti-freeze for this fight. You're right. Maybe that's what I gotta do. Everyone has that ability now, I think. So everyone should get anti-freeze. Because that's gonna be bad if he could freeze us.
In fact, as we all know, I'm a baby gamer, right? I play in the baby zone. And actually, if there's a mode that if I could just press the button and put the controller down, and then the game just runs through and kills everyone, plays itself, that should be the mode I play on. I think that's the better. I mean, I'm 42 years old, for God's sakes. Come on. Dude, is it not leveling up?
Bastard.
How many fights is it for it to level up 4? I think you guys said, because that's 2 already, and it didn't level up at all. Hopefully it does level up. I don't want to fight that big thing. It takes too long. There's more smaller enemies around here, right? I go up. Am I one of the biggest lol cows? Yes. Do I deserve it? Fuck no. But I can't change it. So I just move forward positively and enjoy my life.
That's more like it. I gotta learn the counter timing and I'll get him, but I need the counter timing. I don't have it. His second phase attacks are much tougher. to counter because there's so many more hits. If I can counter those second phase attacks, I will beat him. So the person lied who said to check to show the difficulty, like I wasn't going to do it. They thought I was a liar and I had changed it. But I didn't, and they lied. They didn't hit the goal. They were full of crap.
Okay, $5 tip from whoever that anonymous tipper was. Sure would be great if we do hit the goal because it's been so slow since I started playing the game, basically. I got one contribution. This is the second. There you go. Okay, we're 74 bucks of support, halfway there. With an hour left. Damn, only an hour left.
It would be great for someone to just dump a giant, huge load of money on the stream right now. That would be amazing. Of course, I'm not expecting that. I'm just being silly. Not to say that I'm disappointed with $100 for Claire Obscure. I mean, that's still great support. But yeah, sadly, we did not hit our goal. So we are playing this again in 2 days. Like, I'm doing this as the main stream again on Tuesday. Tonight, 6:45 p.m. It is time for Minecraft and Java Chill.
Who fucking cares?
It's always a great chill stream. Hopefully, we will actually get support tonight for it because we didn't get support last time. And then tomorrow, Blueprints returns to the day stream, and the night stream will be more of the Capcom Fighting Collection CVS 2. Okay? Oh my God, he's drinking wheelchair donations. There's still this back here. And it's still in the back of my neck, the back of my head, the back of my mind, and it's always telling me it's WWE Champions time. I love it. I love it.
I love that fucking outro so fucking much. It's just fucking hard not to fucking love that fucking outro. Good stuff indeed. Hold on. A couple of things. So, hold on. Jesus Christ. Okay, first of all, Prophet sent me a screenshot of the controller that Phil got. Like, it's like other people like shared links as well, but this is like, it's like 40 odd bucks a US. It probably says I sent you a DM and a controller. It's $42 US and comes from AliExpress. Jesus, man. This is what Phil's gifted, apparently. And Phil okayed this gift, okay? That's if Phil's to believe, of course. I mean, if somebody actually did gift it to him, make it that way. Well, some people think that Phil was lying about being gifted it and bought it himself. I don't know. Who fucking knows? Who fucking knows? Also, apparently Phil was going crazy about... Hold on. There's no easy way to describe it, you know. Apparently, Phil lost his damn mind about this person. This character. Was Phil's angry during this... was this during the podcast yesterday? Because if this happened during the podcast, we could perhaps try and find it very quickly and see for ourselves, like, Phil's reaction. Like, how if this was from Phil's podcast yesterday, then I'm very happy to, like, you know, very quickly just look for it and see his reaction live. I'm very curious. Because also we got Raw Phil right fucking here, you know what I mean? So we can just check out Raw Phil's podcast from yesterday. It would be what, the day stream stuff. So hold on, and I guess we'll just fast forward to the trailer stuff. So there's you go full screen for the trailer. So, okay, I think we found it. So hold on.
Digimon story. So basically this is story. It's like a visual novel, right?
Okay.
It's a visual novel of Digimon. It's not actually the Digimon-based core gameplay.
Go on, Phil. Don't let us down. Don't let us down, Phil.
What the hell is this? This is funny. I'm sorry. I gotta call it out. I'm sorry. I have to call out Japanese culture right now. And some people have issue with this. Yo, he came back from the digital world as a half digital, half human being and was nearly run down by a woman who was almost naked driving a car. What? Why was there a blonde woman?
He wasn't. Okay. Hold on. Phil. Okay. No. First of all, this is not even close to that. This is not even close to that, Phil. You know. Jesus Christ, man. He's all. I mean, technically, going by Phil's standard, doesn't Phil wear less than some fucking. You know, like this. Phil wears like boxers to his own fucking podcast sometimes. Why is it fine for Phil to fucking dress scantily clad but not, you know, anime characters? I don't know. Lord Diaz, the fuck did this walk into? Phil was not very happy of seeing this on his fucking trailer. He's seen this and he lost his damn mind and he fucking felt he had to call out the whole of Japanese culture. Let me rewind it and I'll let Phil rant and rave. So, here it is again.
What the hell is this? This is funny. I'm sorry. I gotta call it out. I'm sorry. I have to call out Japanese culture right now. And some people have issue with this. Yo, he came back from the digital world as a half digital, half human being and was nearly run down by a woman who was almost naked driving a car. What? Why was there a blonde woman who was almost naked driving a car? What was the point of that? That's Japanese culture, man. If there's a woman, she's got to have barely anything on. You know, that's how we do. That's how we roll. Notice every single male character in the game is well dressed, and then the women have like nothing on at all.
He's got a fucking tank top on. He's fucking sweating. Of course, Phil's approving of a tank top wearing sweaty guy staring deep into his eyes. I was like, yes, more of this, please. I can see his abs. I can see his chest. You know, muscles. Yeah.
You know, exactly, plot reasons. Yes, the Japanese culture, very plot-heavy reason for that, I'm sure. Look at all the guys are completely fully clothed. Nope, oh, look, we're good. Look at this, we got like designer clothing on and shit. Alright, maybe not.
Exactly, Phil, look at this guy. He's not even wearing a shirt. Oh, he's a fucking hypocrite, man. Super hypocritical.
Look at this, we got like designer clothing on and shit. Alright, maybe not that guy. Jesus, that guy's like a Kiss reject. Look, everyone, what the hell is she wearing? Fan service? Apollo, let's call it what it is. Perv service. The Japanese, especially when they make these anime-style games, they're trying to cater to an audience that, oh, people might buy the game if there's like a scantily-clad anime girly, which is so dumb. Again, I made the same argument last year with Stellar Blade. If Stellar Blade is such a stellar game, then it should be able to succeed on its own merits and not need a almost nude woman as the protagonist. But that's what they do, and it's so ridiculous that they have to over-sexualize everything, you know? If there was one character, and that character purposefully in the plot is like that for plot reasons, fine. But no, it's Japanese, so every woman has no clothes. All the guys look normal, right? They're all fine. It's like Persona right there. Are we sure we're watching Digimon? This looks like Persona, does it not? That's like a Persona creature right there. It totally looks like Persona. So what is the idea that like it's a digital novel but they're like fusing it with the ideas from Persona? That's what it seems like. Like it's almost like a hybrid kind of crossover thing. That's definitely not pure Digimon, right? That's weird out there stuff. So I'm well aware Stellar Blade is Korean, but I think you understand what I'm getting at here, right?
Yeah, you're racist. Jesus Christ. I understand this Stellar Blade's Korean, yes. Oh hell. No, he's a racist. He freaks out about seeing like women nearly, she's not wearing much clothes. I can't watch this. Cat's gonna kick Mars. Very happy to play like a dragon Yakuza role, whereas multiple fucking scenes where the fucking guys are all fucking like very close to being naked. You know? Conduction says, guys are sharply dressed, sex sells. There's a concept called ikiman in Japan. In short, sexy, sharply dressed men. It's a big thing. Hey, fucking go. It's just Phil though. Phil just can't fucking handle it. I think he's just fucking like concerned that Cat's gonna, you know, beat the crap out of him if he fucking watches too much of that kind of shit. Hey, fucking go. Anyway, fuck it. It is time. It is time to fucking get on with the fucking bingo. We are miles behind, of course. We have built up ample amounts of speed up juice. We have 4 free spaces. 1 carried over from the previous bingo. We got 2 from gifted memberships today. And we got 1 as well because we hit 50 likes on bingo already. So we are starting off bingo today with 4 free spaces immediately, which is fan-dabby-dozy to me. Fantastic stuff indeed. Of course, to pick today's bingo card, we need a bingo number. So the first number in chat I see will be the one I use. Just the first number, the very first number in chat I see we number we use for today's bingo card. So no pressure, but somebody pick a good fucking number so we can win bingo. Dips was the first number in chat I saw. Sorry, Dips. So Dips was first technically with 55. We're going to use their suggestion of 55 and generate the bingo card. This is today's bingo card we have for today's stream. We need Phil to say and do the following. We need Phil to say update, wrong. You know what I mean. There you go. And Tim pig-splaining something. The second row is Phil doing or saying Q&A, him saying tired, him using hateful slurs, him saying so anyway, and him mentioning or being on Twitter or X. The third row is Phil saying it is what it is, time, marathon, literally, and him snorting. The fourth row is Phil saying help, variety, his voice cracking, him chewing some water, and Tim saying community. And the fifth and final row is Phil saying example, sound good, engagement, him repeating the same point constantly, and finally, day off. That is today's bingo card we have for today's show. Thank you very much, Dips, for helping us pick that bingo number. Remember, if it doesn't win, we're going to blame you for it, so no fucking pressure, but you better hope it fucking wins. So, of course, a variety of ways for us to get full house on this bingo card. Also, free spaces help us get that full 25 out of 25 on a bingo board. And there's a variety of ways we can get free spaces. For example, if Phil burps, snorts, or sips 10 times before he starts recording for a shitey gameplay, we get a free space for every 10 of those. Goes off indeed. For every 6 minutes and 40 seconds that Phil begs, that also gives us a free space. For every 5 new or rejoining members we have to the bingo streams, that too gives us a free space. And finally, in my opinion, the best way for us to get free spaces on this bingo board, when we get 50 likes, we get 1 free space, and we already have done that. If we get 75 likes, we get another free space, and if we manage to get 100 likes on this bingo stream before we finish playing bingo today, not only do we get another free space on top of that, but you guys also get to enjoy the Bubbles animation made by the supremely talented Pig Animations to celebrate the 100 likes on stream. So you guys are in full direct control of some of the ways we can get free spaces. The rest of the ways are controlled by Phil and his bizarre body functions, as well as him begging like little bitch that he is. Oh, and of course, if Jade shows up, fucking Jade, wheelchair fucking bound Jade Rasmussen, Phil superfan, Superdid, if he shows up to Phil's stream and Phil says hi to him, we get a free space for that as well. But Jade's got to show up though, and lately he's been slacking, you know? I don't know what the fuck's up with Jade, but lately he's been fucking slacking, that boy. So yeah, hopefully I'll fucking show up today, so we can fucking get a free space based off his fucking turn up. So excellent stuff indeed. So what else is there to go through, of course, the bingo stuff? I think I've gone through, okay, I've gone through most of the basics, whatever, but there's one more thing to go through, but I'm going to let Phil explain that for me.
Well, hello everyone, Phil Burnell here, letting you know about King Jad's Bingo and Marbles gameplay on YouTube. Now, you need to leave a post in the community tab to enter, and that's it. A lucky winner will be picked by playing Marbles at the end of the month. It is just that easy, any mouth-drooling idiot can do it.
Thanks, Phil, you bug-eyed piece of shit, for pig-splaining that for us all. Very kind of you indeed. So yeah, as Phil explained, you know what I mean? You got to make sure that you've left a comment on that community post. You got your own marble locked in. You've got to be in it to win it, as the old saying goes. If you have not yet left a comment on that community post, do it as soon as possible, because on Friday, now I know there's no podcast on Friday from Phil, but we're still doing a stream on Friday anyway. And Friday's stream, of course, will end with us having a marble race. Actually, we're gonna have multiple marble races. You know, we're gonna have multiple marble races. You know, first of all, we'll have a couple of marble races to try and build up the bingo prize fund some more, picking these very challenging 99% elimination style courses or whatever. But the very final marble race of the entire night, of the entire month, will be the one to determine who wins half of that bingo prize fund. So if you've got a chance of winning half of that bingo prize fund on Friday, you've got to make sure that you've left a comment on that community post, which is linked in the description of his live stream. If you haven't done it yet, fucking do it before Friday, you lazy bastards. There we go, great stuff indeed. I think I've gone through all the topics, not jazz. And also, speaking of the bingo prize fund, the bingo prize fund made up a variety of different things. For example, if we win bingo, get a full house on the bingo today, 25 out of 25, we get to fucking add $10 to that bingo prize fund. As I explained as well, we try and complete 3 very challenging marble courses every single Friday, and for every one we do complete, we add $10 per course to that bingo prize fund as well. A quarter of the income I make on YouTube every single month goes towards that bingo prize fund too, and finally, 100% of tips I get also goes towards that bingo prize fund, no matter how big or small as well. And of course, that DSP going live tip was added right before I went and started, get the bingo stuff. So anyway, good stuff indeed. So I think I've covered all the bases. There's only one more thing for me to do, and that's just to press a random Scottish soundboard button to send us off into battle once more.
Fuck's sake, Jesus! Christ!
There we go, good stuff indeed. And apparently we have 75 likes, which is another free space. We have 5 free spaces with only 20 fucking things to happen. We are cooking with fucking gas today, you know what I mean? Thank you very much, guys. 75 likes is incredible already. Before we even fucking begin bingo, it's absolutely insane. So excellent stuff indeed. But let us now actually start bingo. Hopefully we can get a nice quick robust full house today and all that jazz. Here we fucking go.
What is going on, everyone? Welcome to the show. On today's episode of the Level 1 Podcast, it's very chill. We'll be talking a little bit more and following up on my brand new controller, which I tested for an entire day yesterday. Some very interesting results that I'd like to share with all of you because I felt like, in some ways, this controller was absolutely exceptional, but at the same time, we had a weird thing going on in a particular game. So maybe if we talk about it, we can try to figure out what the heck is happening. In addition, we're going to talk a little bit about the schedule this week because I've decided 2 days this week to not do a podcast, to have extended gameplay similar to what we did last week, with Doom the Dark Ages. So we'll have that plus some interaction and good times, all this and more on today's epic episode of the Level 1 Podcast.
Fucking epic episode? Who the fuck cares? Epic episode? Get the fuck out of here, you boring fucking clock. Anyway, is there anything to tick off on the board apart from... I'm trying to think here. We've got time ticked off on the board, but I don't think there's anything else to tick off. I would argue him pig-splaining... I mean, we'll get pig-splaining ticked off very soon as well, for sure. Yeah. Oh, fuck it. 1 down, 19 to go, because all the free spaces we've got.
Who doesn't like that intro? How y'all doing today? Welcome to the show. I'm DSP. I hope that you're all doing well. Today is Monday, the 26th of May, 2025. We are getting very close to the launch of the Switch 2 and to the month of June. And if you're not aware, the month of June is going to be absolutely insane for gaming. We've got not only the Switch 2 launch with Mario Kart World, we've also got a huge update for Street Fighter 6 featuring a new character, Elena, and a huge rebalancing. We've got Summer Game Fest, which always has tons of information about new games coming out, including tons of new release dates. We've got the Xbox Showcase that's going to feature a big expose on Outer Worlds 2, but many other games as well. And the rumor has it, we're probably going to have information from Sony and Nintendo over the course of the month. And June is a game-heavy month. So for those of you who are big fans of gaming like me, and we're waiting, we're like, when is the big exciting stuff happening? When is it coming? It's right around the bend. Give it like a week and a half, and we're going to be inundated and just overloaded with gaming goodness. We're not there yet. The good news is we're in the midst of so much great stuff outside of that the wait won't feel too bad, right? We're going to have so much awesome ongoing gameplay, chill vibes, and good times here on DSP Gaming. It won't matter that we got to wait like 2 weeks for all the good stuff, right? So I hope that you guys are excited. I am, all right? Today is going to be a fun day. A good variety of stuff on my streams today, starting off with more Blueprints, which actually has picked up a lot and had tons of advancement since I brought it back to being a daytime stream, and now having all these puzzles.
The only reason they fucking brought it back as a fucking daytime stream was because there's one person right here. Ian S. was the one singular sole reason Phil fucking moved this game back to the fucking daytime stream, because Ian S. promises Phil at least $30 to $40 in contributions, at least anyway, per fucking stream. He always makes sure he attends a fucking... And it's only this game he attends streams for. Very bizarre and very strange behaviour, that, isn't it? Very odd behaviour, that. But Ines asked on his phone, when I showed you guys a comment on Phil's video from the night stream that he had of this fucking game, Ines said, I'll support this game more. Actually, I think it was a daily crap. Phil's daily crap was covering, oh, the game doesn't get great support on the night streams. And Ines had a comment there saying, I would support more if this game went back to the day stream. And then magically out of fucking nowhere, Phil moved that shit back to the fucking day stream the following week. And lo and behold, ENS, true to the word, gave Phil money every time he plays it on the day stream. Isn't that a little minor miracle in itself?
And things being unraveled that we've had for like 20 hours and scratching our head wondering what they meant. We're getting all of our answers all of a sudden. And tonight, more awesome retro fighting game fun with Capcom vs. SNK 2 in the Capcom Fighting Collection 2. Can't wait for that. It's been so much fun to try new characters, new grooves. I'm actually being told that P groove is ridiculously good in this version of CVS 2. That they added super canceling. If you don't know what that means, in Street Fighter 3, it added in this ability that if you hit someone with a normal move, you could cancel it in a 2-in-1 combo into a special move. Now that's nothing new. But also in Street Fighter 3, after that special move, you can cancel that special move into a super. So basically, it's kind of a hit confirm, making sure that the super is going to connect, and it does big damage. Like some of the bread and butter combos of Street Fighter 3, with certain characters are these super cancel moves. And this was not present in the P groove or parry groove of Capcom vs. SNK2 in its initial form. For whatever reason, it was an inferior version of P groove and parrying. They didn't have super cancels. They added it to this, and now apparently it's much better. So people are saying that this is like really good, and I might try it out tonight. I'm debating like what characters in the game could really benefit from like a super cancel. So I'm trying to think about that. And also Jasper Kitty is very eager today to be a part of the festivities. He's missed all. He hasn't been in here since last week. How you doing, Jasper? Jasper boy, what's going on? What's on your mind today, buddy?
Shut up,
Jump
bitch!
scare cat? He hasn't jump scared us in many years. The last time he jump scared us, I was playing Ultra Street Fighter 2 on freaking Switch. You know, what was that, like 6 years ago? Something like that, 7 years ago. He's a good kitty. Anyway, good to see you here, buddy. So I hope that you're all in good spirits and doing well. I am. All right, yesterday was a great streaming day. We started off yesterday with a fun stream of Clear Obscure Expedition 33, where we finished up the optional Ice and Fire dungeon. I have a piece of cat hair in my mouth now. And it was very challenging, let me tell you. The only way to survive this dungeon was by essentially parrying everything, but his hair won't get off my tongue. Did I get it that time? I think I got it that time.
Latte bastard.
So, it was very...
I mean, there's a joke in there somewhere about fucking, you know, licking pussy, but I'm too mature for such humor.
Very challenging. We got it done. We did. We actually beat the whole dungeon, including the final boss, which was very difficult. And now we're back to the main game, which is what, what people were yelling at me to do for the last several streams. When we play Clear Obscure again, we'll actually be continuing out with the main plot, okay? Last night was Minecraft in a very chill stream, and it was great because we actually made significant progress. We returned to the caves, and in the caves, we were able to get a ton of resources, including iron, diamond, and more. And now we're going to use that to make a whole bunch of equipment. Careful, buddy. Don't slip. Don't slip. You're slipping. And that's going to allow us to now head out and explore the world. The problem was we couldn't head out until we had sufficient equipment, and now we're going to have it. So the next few Minecraft streams might actually be pretty exciting because we're going to be exploring rather than just staying around.
As opposed to the last previous ones not being exciting whatsoever because you just fucking did nothing apart from fucking ask your audience. They give you $20 to fucking name certain animals at your little farm. Yeah, Phil is charging $20 per named animal now.
You know, the homestead. So that was good. Now, yesterday, first stream, we raised over $100, but didn't hit the support goal for Clear Obscure. Now listen, I'm not going to get super upset or anything at all. Why? First of all, we've been playing Clear Obscure for over a month, and every time we played it, we've hit the support goal except yesterday. So the fact that it slowed down after a month is not shocking, but at the same time, it does suck that it's something that we were doing all the time consistently, and it seems to have run out. I am hoping that when we play it again later this week, because I'll be doing the main...
Oh my dog! What's up?
Thank you very much, Nato Ronan, for the $5 super chat, who says, Phil says it hates the FGC for giving out the meta for Street Fighter 6. Now Phil is listening to the FGC for a game he supposedly has a lot of knowledge for. What the fuck? Excellent point. Excellent fucking point. Why is it fine for fucking people to reveal this information about something that was not previously available in the original iterations of the game? Phil seems to fucking be entirely on board with adopting this super secret special strategy, which is apparently now, you know, applicable for this character, and it wasn't before. This is not like somebody fucking had to remind Phil, oh, by the way, this thing works very well for this person. Remember that. No. This is a new thing. And Phil's fully embracing it. It's an excellent fucking point. Oh, hell. Sonic says he just admitted he had Jasper before he saw his parents. I mean, fuck, Phil's narrative fucking flip-flops that all the fucking time. You know, it's so bizarre why he fucking decides to fucking flip-flop that narrative. I think it's just to fucking intentionally try and confuse people, whether they fucking be friend or foe or fan or whatever the fuck, you know what I mean? He's deliberately being contradictory. He just fucking... It must be some sort of fucking defense mechanism from Phil. If he purposefully fucking just bullshits the fucking narrative, that way he can't be held accountable for the things he fucking says sometimes because he fucking changes the fucking story on a regular fucking basis. Well, I said this one time, I actually said this the other time, so there you go. Ah, Christ, man. Is it unbelievable? Chris Danks is getting out of here. Fucking lucky you. I mean, also you're feeling too ill and tired, which sucks, you know what I mean? But you get to fucking escape whenever you want, which means you're a lucky bastard because you get to fucking not have to listen to Phil for the rest. So feel better. I do hope you fucking feel better. You know what I mean? You jammy bastard. You get to escape before we fucking do. Hey, fucking go. Hopefully you feel better. We'll catch you in our time for sure.
Story stuff again. We will get back on track and hit a goal. Last night, for Minecraft, was the opposite. We had last stream last week not hit a support goal. In fact, it was a very undersupported stream. Last night we hit the goal and exceeded the goal. So I keep telling people this because people are saying stuff like, Phil, well, when you play Blueprints, attendance is very low, and Clear Obscure's videos aren't getting any views. It's like, you don't understand something. It's not about the views. It hasn't been about views in a long-ass time, okay? Video views on YouTube are pretty much just nothing. Doesn't matter, you understand? I don't get paid a lot of money for ad revenue on YouTube. I never did since, like, 2017. It's been, like 8 years since ad revenue mattered. You know what I mean? Not to say that it doesn't exist. All I care about is that we have a good time together on streams, people enjoy the content, engage with the content, and then we'll support the content. Now, I understand that not every stream can we hit a support goal, and I also understand that certain games are going to get less attendance because, let's be honest, Blueprints is a puzzle game. How many people out there love puzzle games? Well, I do if it's a good, unique one, but not everyone. They're not for everyone. A lot of people just like action, action, action. Same goes for Clair Obscur. A lot of people like Clair Obscur, but then either are playing it for themselves or they're waiting for the next action game. And by the way, we're going to have action later on this week with Elden Ring Night Rain, okay? So I don't have to worry too much about that. I'm not concerned with the fact that, oh, some views are down on certain streams, The fun part is when I do play something that's more interesting, we do get the viewership back too. Like today on the podcast, I guarantee we have like 100 viewers, and it'll gain over the course of the show, but it's not a big deal because we're playing Blueprints and I get it. Now, when I play Night Rain later in the week, we'll probably have way more people, and that's okay. You see, it's all good. But people like to try to say the sky is falling and freak out about stuff. I've been doing this for over 15 years. The sky is not falling. Everything is actually quite good right now, quite frankly, and I'm enjoying myself, and everything we're doing is working out. So I'm not worried in any way, shape, or form. Trust me, I'll let you know if there's a reason to be worrying. And right now there isn't. Right now, we've got so much great stuff going right around the horizon, right? We've got
Jesus Christ, but of course, that is actually one of the most honest things that Phil has said. Trust me, I'll let you know when I fucking need you guys to step up and fucking give a lot more than usual. Trust me, I will let you. Trust me, I'll make sure you motherfuckers are made fully crystal clear. But I want your fucking money as soon as fucking possible. Just that almost feels like a fucking mask off moment there. Honestly, if I felt fucking just admitting that shit.
And I'm enjoying myself, and everything we're doing is working out. So I'm not worried in any way, shape, or form. Trust me, I'll let you know if there's a reason to be worrying. And right now there isn't. Right now, we've got so much great stuff going right around the horizon, right? We've got, like I said, next week, we've got Switch 2 with Mario Kart World, if I can get it. We've got Street Fighter 6 update. We've got a big Summer Game Fest event that's going to announce a ton of new games and stuff. We're going to have an Xbox showcase. We're going to have new games over the course of June, including, Mind's Eye? Is Death Stranding 2 in June? There's a ton in June. And I haven't even looked at the release calendar in so long, but I know for a fact that there's a bunch of stuff going on in June. Excuse me. Yeah, we got Mind's Eye. I was right. Death Stranding 2. Absolutely. So we're going to have like 1 to 2 new games at the beginning of the month, 1 around the middle, and 1 near the end. And there's tons of new games going on. So I'm not concerned. Things are going very well. And I hope that you guys are excited for all the new stuff. Also keep in mind that there is the possibility that I could play Onimusha 2 whenever I want. So if we happen to get a lull in the gaming, and we're like, oh man, we need something new for the rotation, we could always bring in Onimusha 2. Okay? So that's good too. Burger. Thank you all. Let's talk about what I was working on all day yesterday. And we'll actually, what we should do? Want to talk about the schedule? Let's get the schedule out of the way so you guys know what it is. Let's do it very quickly, okay? So
Anybody care what this guy thinks?
No!
Schedule-wise, here's what we're looking at for the rest of the week. That's what I just hit. That's what I wanted to hit. Here's what we're looking at for the rest of the week in a nutshell. Today, Blueprints and CVS 2 on the late stream. Tomorrow, there is no podcast. We're basically this week going to do exactly what we did last week. Instead of doing a podcast, all right, we're going to jump right into Clair Obscur and try to do a huge Clair Obscur stream of 4 hours of gameplay. I figure between then, there's another dungeon we just arrived at. We could probably beat that dungeon, get to the next part of the story, advance the story, beat more story. I want to get a big chunk into Clair Obscur tomorrow. And considering the fact that we already beat the optional super dungeon that was 30 plus levels above us, I don't think there's going to be too many problems, all right? You're right, that's not supposed to say Blueprints. That is an error, a typo. I must have accidentally not typed that. That is, I'll explain that in a moment. That is not right. That's supposed to say Night Rain. Clair Obscur with no podcast tomorrow, and then tomorrow night, our Truck Sim stream for the week. Wednesday, there will be a podcast. Blueprints will continue, and more Minecraft will return. That's right, we're doing a bonus Minecraft stream this week. I know I've only been doing Minecraft once a week, but we're doing it twice this week because the stream hit the funding goal last night. And I said, let's do it, okay? Thursday, more Clair Obscur, and the late stream on Thursday, we're actually going to play Elden Ring Night Rain. And you might say, well, how is that possible? I thought it comes out on Friday. It does, but on PC, it's coming out 3 p.m. Pacific time on Thursday. So obviously, we can't fit it into this stream because it starts too early, but our late stream can be Night Rain, our very first segment. Then on Friday, once again, I'm going to skip having a podcast, and we're going to jump right into Night Rain. This is not Blueprints. This is Elden Ring Night Rain on Friday. I'll fix that schedule for tonight. So it'll be a big 4+ hours on that stream, plus the 2+ hours from the night before. So 6+ hours of Night Rain within the first day. And then we are going to do Friday night fights on Friday night, and then that's it because I am not streaming on Saturday. Okay? So there you go. That's the schedule. It's a good one. I'm excited for Night Rain. Here's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping that Night Rain has enough content that this doesn't end up being like a 2-stream game. Because I am concerned about that.
Shut the fuck up, you fucking cunt. It bitches and whines and moans about some games fucking taking too fucking long to fucking get through and all that shit. This game's too long. This game's got too much fucking, there's too many chapters in this game. This game is fucking going on. My audience are not fucking engaged to fucking keep paying attention to this fucking game. Boo fucking who? I want games that are fucking 20 hours long only. And now he's going to start bitching and whining in the morning if Elden Ring fucking DLC is fucking too short. The guy who complains and bitches and whines and moans about games being too long these fucking days for his fucking dumbass audience to fucking pay attention to is now going to fucking complain if Elden Ring DLC is not long enough. And I don't think Phil said day off for Saturday. I'm pretty sure I didn't say day off. I don't mind though. I mean, we'll check out here.
And we're going to jump right into Night Rain. This is not Blueprints. This is Elden Ring Night Rain on Friday. I'll fix that schedule for tonight. So it'll be a big 4+ hours on that stream, plus the 2+ hours from the night before. So 6+ hours of Night Rain within the first day. And then we are going to do Friday night fights on Friday night. And then that's it because I am not streaming on Saturday. Okay.
Yeah, it didn't say I am not streaming on Saturday. That's how he explained his day off. I am not streaming on Saturday.
Okay. So there you go. That's the schedule. It's a good one. I'm excited for Night Rain. Here's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping that Night Rain has enough content that this doesn't end up being like a 2-stream game. Because I am concerned about that. You know, I saw what the game was like during the network test. And quite frankly, it was great. It was fun and everything. But, you know, once you've run through the map a couple of times, once you've seen all the bosses, there were 6 bosses available in the network test plus the mini bosses. Once you've seen all that, it's like there's nothing else to do. All you can do is replay and try to do a better run and maybe level up your class or try a different class. But I don't know how much fun that's going to be. It's going to turn into that whole kind of Fortnite, Apex Legends style formula where once you drop in and you've seen everything, it's just repetitive. Now, not to say that those games aren't popular. Holy crap, they are. But I think a lot of people are looking at Night Rain thinking, oh, Elden Ring. But the game's not going to play like Elden Ring. It's just not. It'll have the same combat mechanics, but so much else is different with its repetitive nature and grindiness that Elden Ring doesn't really have. So I'm curious how this is going to go. I'm definitely excited to play a lot of it in that first 24 hours. But after those first couple of streams, are people going to want to keep coming by to watch or engage and support with those streams? Also, you got to keep in mind, it's 100% multiplayer. So at all times, I have to be paying attention to Night Rain. I can't be turning and talking with you guys and interacting. I have to be playing Night Rain. So there won't be a lot of chill interaction and talking and fun during those streams. It's going to be basically me playing the game, much like when I do a fighting game or something like that, right? So I am curious how it's going to go. I'm still getting it. We're going to get on PC. I'm very excited to see how it runs on my PC. I'll be using, hopefully, this brand new gamepad, as we'll talk about in a moment. I think it's going to be a good time. I'm skeptical. I feel like a lot of people don't understand what the game is because they didn't get into the network test. But the network test showed this is not Elden Ring. It's a very different style game. You know what I mean? Okay. So good stuff coming up. All right, now, yesterday was my demo day or test day for my new controller, which was donated by a viewer. It's called the G5 Pro V2 from Mishinike. That's the name of the company, Mishinike, okay? Or is it Mashinike? I think it's with A, Mashinike, right? Yeah, here's the instructions. Mashinike gamepad, see that? So, yeah, G5 Pro V2, that's what it's called. So, this gamepad is pretty good. First off, yes, it has fancy RGBs, okay? And the RGBs are customizable. They can either be solid or they can be pulsating like I have right here. And you can set them to a wide variety of colors. However, the RGBs are basically limited to what's in the controller. You cannot program it to do like special stuff. You can't have it sync with an app. Like I was wondering, could it sync with my RGB app on my computer? The answer is no. So you basically got to manually just do a color scheme. It's only one color at a time. There's not 2 colors or anything like that, okay? So this controller has many different features, all right? Its primary, I would say, attraction or feature is it is very customizable. You can adjust the sensitivity of the thumbsticks. You can adjust the sensitivity and dead zone of the triggers. You can adjust all of the buttons and remap the buttons to do different things. It is customizable in that you can buy more parts for it. The actual top of the controller comes off, okay? And then you can put new components in because you use thumbsticks and stuff like that. So that's all cool. You know, I like that idea. It also has turbo functionality. So you can set certain buttons to be turbo buttons. When you just hold down, they'll keep firing. And you can program macros into it, which is pretty neat. I've never had like a macro controller before. I don't think I would probably use it because that's kind of cheating. In a video game, if you have a series of inputs that can be mapped to one button, you're kind of cheating the skill challenge of the game, are you not? A lot of people do it though. Today, a lot of people use macros, all right? So all of that is available in this controller. The controller works with mobile devices like phones and tablets. It works with the Nintendo Switch, and it works with PC, and I believe it also works with the Xbox. Okay, so it works with everything, all right? That's really cool. Comes with an adapter, that's 2.4 gigahertz adapter, but also it links fully via Bluetooth, okay? So it has tons of cool features that I didn't even really understand. Now, it also has extra buttons. For example, it has 2 extra buttons up here and 2 extra buttons down there. However, after testing it over the course of the last 24 hours, sadly, I do have some reports to make about the controller, about its limitations and things that I like and don't like about it. The extra buttons aren't really extra buttons. And that's a little disappointing. What do I mean by that? The extra buttons, all they are clones of other buttons, okay? So basically, these 2 buttons here are clones of the X and Y button. That's it. These 2 buttons up here are clones of the A and B button. That's it. You can't actually program them to do what you want. And from what I can tell, and maybe someone on the stream knows better than me, you can't deactivate them. And that's kind of a problem. Because as I was playing games yesterday, sometimes my finger would naturally slide to these back buttons and tap it by accident, and it would activate what would happen in the menu. So I was playing Minecraft, and all of a sudden the menu opened. People were like, what happened? My finger tapped the button. You know? So to play with this controller, you would have to actually get so used to not touching these buttons that there's nothing you can really do about it. Now, someone already in chat says, oh, that's not true. You have to map them to do what you want. You're wrong. This controller comes with an app, okay? The app,
in a row. That's concerning.
is on your phone. It's Android, iOS. It lets you remap all of the regular buttons. So A, X, Y, B, L1, L2, and the bumpers and the thumbsticks. You cannot remap the extra buttons at all. It doesn't let you. They're not even in the app, as if they don't exist. Okay? So it sucks. I wanted to disable those buttons and not have them, and you can't. You cannot remap the buttons. It sucks. So it's kind of a drawback of the controller. You
Pittle likes his controller as like he likes his fans. Disabled.
have to be extra careful when you're playing. Don't grip too hard, or you might activate the buttons and have either the Y or X buttons be activated. Now, for a game where you need to tap those buttons fast, and maybe you can do it faster here, I guess there's an advantage, but I don't really see the advantage. It's a little disappointing in my opinion, okay? The rumble in this controller is exceptional. The rumble is really strong, like way strong. Stronger than the rumble in the Elite 2 controller that I've been using for months. And the other cool thing is, as I said, everything is adjustable. The sensitivity of the joysticks, the sensitivity and dead zone of the triggers, the strength of the rumble motors. You can actually make the left rumble motor stronger and the right rumble motor lighter, or you can turn them off. You have that adjustability in the app, okay? So, also, because people will always ask about this, what about battery life? Well, as you can see on the front of the controller, it's got 4 dots, okay? And those dots signify full battery. I played Minecraft last night. At the end of the Minecraft stream, one of the lights was off. When I played Clear Obscure yesterday, which was around 3 hours of gameplay, 2 of the lights were off. So from that, we can probably estimate, on average, you'll probably get about 6 to 8 hours of battery life out of this controller before you have to recharge it. It is rechargeable via USB, but also you can purchase a dock for it that you can put it on top, and it charges on a charging dock, much like most controllers have today. So it's either or, whatever you want to do.
Who fucking cares?
Wireless connectivity and signal. Well, I tried it both via Bluetooth and the 2.4 gigahertz signal. Both seemed good. They didn't disconnect. They were smooth. I was doing perfect parrying in Clear Obscure. I didn't have an issue at all. It just seemed to work, okay? The form factor is exactly the same as an Xbox controller. I love that form factor. I love that stick placement. So for me, this is like my kind of controller. It's my style. I prefer this over the PlayStation style. Thumbsticks. They're pretty loose. They're Hall effect thumbsticks. What that means is that it uses a technology that supposedly these thumbsticks would never have stick drift. Okay, that's good, because I was having an issue with stick drift in Minecraft. If you remember, I'm playing the Java edition with a mod that's allowing me to use a gamepad in the Java edition, which normally wouldn't be able to do that. And when I was playing with my Elite 2 controller, it was stick drifting. Well, I played it last night on here, 0 stick drift. So these sticks do not drift at all, and that's great, okay?
Who fucking cares?
So, overall, what did I think about the controller after using it for a day? I love the form factor. I love that it has a texture to the back that gives you a good grip. I think all the buttons were responsive. I liked the thumbsticks. I liked the wireless connectivity. I'll be honest, I like the silly RGBs. I pretty much like the controller a lot. It's even a lot lighter than my Elite 2 controller. I don't know why the Elite 2 actually is so heavy, but this one is like half the weight of the Elite 2, which is pretty cool, okay? However, there was one thing going on that I have yet to explain, and I don't know if it's going to be fixed or not, all right? So, when we were playing Clair Obscure, okay? For those who don't know, Clair Obscure is a game that needs a lot of very precise button inputs, because during combat, you either need to dodge or parry, because if you don't, a lot of the times you can get 1 or 2 hit killed if you're fighting tough enemies. So, the buttons were working absolutely flawlessly during combat. I have 0 complaints. I was like, wow, this bumper's working beautifully. And as we beat the entire super dungeon and a big tough boss and everything, I was like, wow, this is great. But a very weird thing happened, okay? I was playing Clair Obscure, and the way that it works is when you're either on the overworld or in a dungeon and you're walking around, if you hold down right trigger, you dash, so you move faster. If you don't hold right trigger, you walk kind of slow. So to be honest, it's kind of weird because I don't know why games even have the walk. How many people played Clair Obscure and just walked normally? No one. Everyone just dashed around, right? So why even have it? Just have you move at that speed the whole time. It's kind of confusing that games still have this meaningless dash, okay? But the weird thing about it was, when I was playing Clair Obscure, my character would dash and stop, then dash and stop, then dash and stop, and they wouldn't consistently dash. Now, the entire time, I was just holding down the button. I never released right trigger, and it was doing this to me. And I'm thinking to myself, I wonder what could be causing this. This is so bizarre. And by the way, we tried a lot of things. We tried doing the different wireless connections. Like we tried Bluetooth and the 2.4 gigahertz. Then we actually tried direct connecting it with a USB cable. Okay, so in that case, there was no wireless at work. That was just a direct feed from a USB. I did some research, and I actually found out, wirelessly, this is a 200 megahertz controller, but if you plug it in via USB, it has an ultra-high polling rate of 1,000 megahertz. What does all of that mean? I have no clue, because I'm not a technical guy. But that's what it said when I researched it online. It says if you want the best performance out of the controller, you should actually use it wired, not wireless. Okay, so what I've done, I actually ordered a long USB cable, and I ordered the good one, the one that's like USB 3.2 and has the highest data rate. So I'm going to try it, all right? Today, that cable is arriving, and when it arrives, I'm going to plug it in directly into the front of my PC, and I'm going to see if the controller seems to work a little bit better or whatever, and go from there, okay? So I guess we'll see how it works, okay? Now, we troubleshooted like crazy in Clair Obscure. We couldn't get the run to keep working, and it was insanely frustrating. Literally, the trigger worked every time we tapped it. It worked. But if we had tried to hold it, it would not stay held, all right? So here's what happened. Between streams, first off, I went into the app, and I found out that the controller had a firmware update. So I loaded the firmware update, and it worked fine, okay? All right, good. I went into Doom the Dark Ages. I booted it up, and I went to the stage where the Doomslayer had just returned from the afterlife. The first thing you do is go into a giant courtyard full of a bunch of enemies. I took out the Ravager, and I let rip, literally holding down the right trigger and not releasing it, and it never interrupted the fire rate. It just kept firing nonstop. Okay, so it's not happening in Doom. Then last night, we played Minecraft. And when we played Minecraft, as you know, there's a lot of mining. And we were in a cave, we were mining a bunch of resources. And the entire time we were doing that, I was holding down right trigger. And it never interrupted. It worked the whole time. So it stands to reason that this should work. There should be no issue. If I boot up Clair Obscur right now, we should be able to dash around, and it shouldn't interrupt.
Fuck you, Phil.
Let's find out right now. Why not? That's the beauty of technology, and that's the fun part about the Level 1 podcast. You never know what to expect. Let's pop this sucker open and see if it actually works. Or if this problem persists, that tells me there is something weird with Clair Obscur. Because how is it working in Doom? How is it working in Minecraft, but it doesn't work in Clair Obscur? That's bizarre. So let's see what happens. For the record, I did boot the game up last night to test this before I did the firmware update. So I left the dungeon that we were at, which I believe this is the dungeon. So when we play again tomorrow, I'll just go right back to this dungeon. But let's test it. Ready? So I'm holding it down right now, and I'm running around. It seems to be working. I think we fixed the issue. Oh, okay, he's staggering a little bit right there. But is that the game? That could be the game. See how he's staggering a little bit? So is that the game, or is that the controller? I don't know. Now he's going. Now he's hauling ass. So you know what? Do you think it's the game? Let's go into the dungeon. I know the music in this game is gorgeous, isn't it? See how he's staggering a little bit there?
This is not.
But now he's going. So I'm so confused. Let's try it in here because this is where we're having the problem. All right, so here we are.
So that was Raw Phil's end. That was my end.
Oh, nope, see? Now I'm still holding the trigger. I didn't release it, and you saw how he stuttered there? He had like a stutter step. So maybe it's just the game. Maybe the whole thing was actually the game. I think what it was
a gentle reminder once more that somebody responded to his tweet on his schedule explaining the issue. So if he'd bothered to pay attention to the people who respond to his tweets sometimes, he would see what the problem is. But no, I guess he can't be arsed doing that, you know? He just can't be fucking bothered doing that, it seems. So, it is what it is.
Combination, there was a problem because I didn't do the firmware update. Stelda Kubo says the game has a weird input recognition. Your left stick has to go maximum in one direction or else your sprint completely stops. So let's test it. I'm holding maximum in a direction. You see that, right? Now let's loosen it. Yeah, you're right. I think that's what it is. I think that the game sprint is just a little weird, and because this controller has some different input recognition, has that Hall effect and everything, that it reads a little different in the game. So essentially, it's actually not the controller either. The game is just weird. Because again, I played 5 minutes of Doom, the Dark Ages. I beat the entire courtyard, gauntlet of enemies, never had a problem. The controller worked every time, never faltered, never stopped firing. It's so weird. So it looks like it's good. It looks like when we play again. See, right there you saw it stuttered as I was turning. Yeah, it looks like as you want to slightly turn, he'll stutter step. There it is. But then he runs smooth otherwise. Okay. Well, I guess it works.
Cares?
Okay, let's get out of here. I guess it works, right? All right, well, that's a good sign because that was the most frustrating thing yesterday. We were trying to play Clair Obscur, and the fact that it just kept having that error over and over, we couldn't even move smoothly through the dungeons. We were freaking out. Like, what the hell? Seems to work. All right, so overall, my first day of playing with this controller, I've absolutely loved it. Really, I did. Like I said, I went ahead and I bought a long USB cable to try it direct connected to see if it even plays a little better. But I really, really enjoy it so far, and I'm looking forward to using it more today for blueprints. Now, tonight we are doing fighting games. I will not use it for fighting games, but I'll be going back to Clair Obscur. I'll be doing a truck simulator. I'll be doing with this week. So I'm going to use it in various different games, and I'll try to get back to everyone with feedback on how I feel about the controller over time. Okay? So there you have it.
Who
I'm not going to turn it off,
fucking
so that way I don't waste
cares?
the battery since I'm not going to be using it until we play blueprints. I'll turn it off here. There we go. Okay, yes, the charging dock would probably be very useful as well. So if I use it, I like it, I'll probably buy a charging dock for it as well. The thing is, you can't really get the accessories on Amazon. You have to get them from like third-party websites. So, you know, kind of annoying. I have to go like, you know, freaking AliExpress or something to try to buy the thumbsticks or whatever for it. I like the thumbsticks that are in it, so I probably won't even change them out unless I have to. I guess we'll see. Okay, all right, so.
It's funny that it mentioned AliExpress because that was the screenshot that Prophet sent me. of Phil's controller from AliExpress. So there you go.
Good stuff so far. Day one with the G5 Pro V.
Oh, you are kidding me, Sonny. We're behind live DSP by over 20 minutes, and you're telling me that in the entire time he's been fucking streaming, which has been like, you know, he's been going for like an hour almost. He's not been given a single fucking cent in an hour. Jesus. I thought people loved his content.
Has been a good day. I can't wait to use it more today, and I'll let you know more about that, okay? Cool. By the way, I want to say shout out to Baronoli. Baronoli, 48 months as a member, earning their Emerald Crown. Thank you, Baronoli, for 4 years.
Fuck you and your fucking shitey fucking crown. The ultimate crown, of course, is the one and only
fucking inflatable fucking crown.
You know, we got the best fucking crowns.
Supporter of this channel, I very much appreciate you. Okay, so.
And that doesn't count for full support because that was them re-upping their membership thing, popping their membership message. That wasn't a new member. That was a long time member just fucking popping their, you know, oh, look at me, my new crown fell.
Here's the thing, folks. FYI, yesterday, we hit 1 goal.
Oh, for God's sake, okay, this is the big segment. I'm calling this a big segment here.
Appreciate you. Okay, so, here's the thing, folks. FYI, yesterday, we hit 1 goal, which is great, and we're on track, if we have support this week, to do our new DSP Tries It by the end of the week. Okay? DSP Tries It will be when we hit 90 goals total. We're at 82 right now, and it's going to be DSP Tries It, the new How to Train Your Dragon meal from Burger King. It actually releases tomorrow, okay? I'm excited for the meal because it's going to have more than one new item. It's going to have a Whopper with a special bun. It's going to have a brand new side, something like a fiery mozzarella fries. Also, it's going to have a new drink, which is some kind of a summer lemonade, and then it's going to have a new sundae. So that's like 4 items to try, okay? I'm excited for that. I hope you guys are too. Haven't done a gimmick meal since the Minecraft meal 2 months ago, so it'll be good to try something different. What I do like about this meal is that it's actually new items. It's not, oh, we're just repackaging the same items with packaging and charging more. They're actually giving you new food offerings, okay? Now, that releases tomorrow. Let's see how we do this week. If we stay on track and we hit goals every stream, we will absolutely be doing this by Friday, okay? So let's do it. Let's hit a goal every stream. Let's, on Friday, do the How to Train Your Dragon meal from Burger King. That'd be exciting, and I think that'd be good timing as well. It'll be about a week since we did the Red Robin DSP Tries It, okay? Now, for 100 goals hit, we're doing a big special milestone marathon. What is it? I'm still not telling you. I'm going to tell you at the end of this week what the milestone marathon will be. I don't want to spoil it ahead of time, but it is coming up. It's going to be exciting. What I will tell you is that it's a first-time thing. I've never done this kind of event before, so I'm very excited to do it. I hope that you guys will join me for it. I think it's going to be a great time. Some people are really, really going to like it. I think others will not like it, to be honest. But I want to try something different, and this is something that I'm doing. It's not letting other people influence it and screw it up. So I think it's going to go well, all right?
I love that. That's his fucking subtle dig at his own fucking audience for fucking having them pick things from before. The previous marathon was viewers' choice, and his fucking viewers, his beloved viewers, his beloved community, fucked up his entire marathon, and he didn't get money, as much money as he fucking would have loved from that fucking marathon. So they ruined it for him. So he's not going to let his dumbass dent heads fuck up this next marathon. Oh hell no. It's just, what a fucking arse. I heard the other day, apparently Phil is pushing very hard to try and hit as many goals as possible, as quickly as possible, because he would really love his 100 goal marathon to fall in line at the same time as the start of the month of June, so we can really fucking milk those SIS, you know, those fucking disability checks. I've heard that. Apparently Phil was pushing to try and hit the goal for 90 by Tuesday. I'm not sure how true that was, but he was really pushing for it apparently.
Good stuff coming. And thank you for your support. Let's get it going. Speaking of which, can we get our first piece of support for today? Can we get our first super chat? How about a tip or a sub over on Kick? Let's get some support rolling today so that we can get that momentum going, get some shout outs going. Now, FYI, let's hang out and let's have a good time on the show today. I really don't have any topics to talk about, and you might say, what? Well, why not? Because gaming news is very dry right now. Why? Well, because Summer Game Fest and the Xbox Showcase and likely other events are right around the corner. So because of that, really no information about games is really coming out right now. It's very, very, very sparse. So, you know, that's why this week I decided, hey, let's not do a podcast tomorrow. Let's skip it and get extra gameplay of Clear Obscure. Hey, let's not do a podcast Friday and instead get much extra gameplay of Elden Ring Night Reign, which everyone's going to want to see at launch, right? So that's what we're doing. Good stuff, all right? But what I'd like to know is, what do you guys want to talk about today? So first of all, let's get some support for the podcast, and let's see what you guys want to talk about today. But before we get to that, I would like to say one quick thing. For those who don't know, today is Memorial Day in the United States. This is a national holiday here, but I know I have an international audience. Not everyone celebrates it.
Oh god, Memorial Day. Oh fuck me, man. Hold on. Hold on. I cannot and will not let Phil fucking talk about Memorial Day without reminding you all what he said about it a few years ago. How was it last year? Was it the year before? I think it was 2 years ago. Or was it 3 years ago? Wait, when was it? Shit, when was it? I'm trying to find it. I'm trying to fucking find it. When was it? Was it 2023 or 2022? Shit, I don't know. It may have been. Was it 2020? When was it? It's so annoying. I'm trying to find when it happened. Yeah, exactly. That's what it is, Sonny. Yeah. Yeah, when Phil complained about his YouTube money not fucking arriving in time because of Memorial Day and the banks were closed, you know, and he was so super pissy about it. I'm not sure if it was 2 years ago or 3 years ago. Ah, hell, 2022. Okay, I think I found something here. Was it 2022? Hold on. Here's something here. Hold on. I don't know. I don't know if this is. I know it might be. It might not be. But give me a wee second here.
Like me, happy Memorial Day. Today
Jesus.
Monday, May 30th, 2022.
Was it this one?
It is a national holiday in the United States. It is a day where we take time to remember those who give.
I don't think this was it. There's no way this could be it because. Hold on. No, because obviously his YouTube payment would have been because it affected his money from YouTube. You know, which is also the 21st, exactly. Yeah. Oh shit! Are we confusing the lore here between him bitching and whining and moaning about fucking Memorial Day and fucking President's Day?
Been the ultimate sacrifice for our country to provide the freedoms that we have. You know, a great way to actually describe Memorial Day is this is a day when you should enjoy time with your family and friends, but also take time to remember those that can't do the same because they sacrificed everything so you could have that ability, right? And I'm very.
I want to. I mean, I don't know if I can. Shit! I want to find it so badly. Oh hell! I mean, I'm trying. I want to fucking find it. I don't know if I can do. I feel he did bitch and whine and moan about fucking Memorial Day. Hold on. I'm gonna try and fucking find it. Fucking hell, it's annoying me. It's annoyed me tremendously. You have no idea how much I feel annoyed right now with this. Maybe it wasn't 2022. Maybe it was. I don't know. I'm so fucking annoyed. It might have been President's Day. Hold on. I'm gonna search fucking President's Day instead.
I used my mom's credit card. She must have caught him. But anyways, fuck it. What's up, man? How's Jasper?
Oh hell. Shit, was it that?
The illegal restreamers, 8 channels, reactors, and every single one of them. You're down from the rafters, and every single.
Oh wait, he deleted his podcast for it. It happened. So it was 2022. It was 2022, and Phil did bitch and whine and moan a lot about President's Day, and he deleted the podcast for it. For reasons unknown. Like he had a massive meltdown about fucking President's Day, but yeah. So sadly though, that video isn't available anymore. So yeah, okay, shit man. I could have sworn it's fucking Memorial Day. I mean, I'm sure if you fucking search like DSP President's Day, you'll probably find some sort of fucking thing. Yeah. Memorial had a fucking cover, thing about it. Here we go. If you want to fucking remind yourself of Phil's bizarre rant about President's Day, I'll put a link to it in the fucking chat. I won't waste time. I won't waste time any more time in Bingo for it, But yeah, you guys want to check out yourselves. Memorial's fucking compilation is right fucking there. It was absolutely fucking bizarre. It really fucking was. But yeah. But yeah, I was wrong. I mean, well, in my defense, you know what I mean? And it's quite a lot of American bank holidays for me trying to remember, and I'm not a fucking American, so yeah. I was confusing Memorial Day for President's Day. I was confusing those two. That's my bad. Let's go on with the bingo.
But I want to take a moment to just say, first of all, thank you to anyone out there who serves in the American. Wow, that's a pretty botched thing. Let's try that again. Thanks to everyone out there who serves in the American military. I very much appreciate your service and the sacrifice that you give to keep this country safe and to give us the freedoms that we have. Today on Memorial Day, we take a moment to remember those who gave the ultimate sacrifice, those who didn't come back from their deployments, and to say, thank you so very much. We're never going to forget you. And it is an honor and a privilege to be able to live in the country that you defended and gave your life for. Thank you for that, okay? If you know anyone today who's in the armed forces, reach out to them and just say thanks. They're going to appreciate it. Trust me, okay? Okay. Today, traditionally, a lot of people do cookouts and do, holiday get-togethers with their family members, all right? Sadly, for a lot of people in America, today is a day of shopping and drinking. Don't ask me how going out and shopping honors the troops, and don't ask me how getting so inebriated that you're drunk driving and acting like an idiot honors those who serve. It doesn't. But sadly, in America, we tend to turn everything into some kind of a commercialized holiday for yourself rather than for the actual intended purpose, okay? So I just wanted to say that before we get to an open Q&A and stuff like that. Please, today, say thank you to anyone who you know who has served, and this is sincerely from me to anyone out there who watches me or my content who has served in the armed forces. I salute you, and thank you so very much for what you have done for us.
I think this is why I fucking wore that fucking shirt today. Try and fucking look a bit more fucking military. Yeah, I'm gonna fucking wear military green, you know what I mean? Khaki fucking green. For the fucking, in terms of fucking military fucking day. Jesus. Like, hell, man. See, we don't have, obviously, we have our own versions these days in the UK, you know what I mean? We have like fucking, we have like Remembrance Day, where we fucking remember like, old, the end of World War I, for example, like an anniversary of these kind of things, you know what I mean? We have these sort of things, throughout the fucking year, you know what I mean? Just to kind of remember the end of like certain conflicts or whatever, you know what I mean? But ultimately, at the end of the fucking day, obviously, you know what I mean? I never served in the fucking military or anything like that. I can't even begin to imagine the stress that people go through in such like fucking, and if you're like these, like, obviously people are getting sent around the fucking world, this country's got a conflict with that country, so we're going to fucking send you here and there and all that shit, and it's like, I don't know, I can't even imagine the toll it will take on you physically and mentally to fucking do that, and some people approach doing that sort of thing like it's just a job. Other people can approach it where it's like, it's a calling, like, they were born to fucking serve, right? I mean, that's just, maybe their family are also in the fucking, they served as well, you know what I mean, and just fucking want to follow in that kind of sort of footsteps, you know what I mean? But it's just, it's still, like, I can't even imagine the stress that you go through. And obviously, it's like, you hear horror stories all the time, you hear stories all the time, obviously, of troops that come back from serving, and then the country that they fucking, fought to fucking protect and all that shit, kind of just stop giving a shit about them, Like, they're not giving enough fucking protection, they're not giving enough fucking, help that they fucking need, from their own fucking governments, whatever they fucking fought for, they fucking set them to fucking places in the first place, you know what I mean? So it's just, I don't know. It's just, yeah, I can't even imagine the fucking toll it takes you fucking physically and mentally, you know what I mean? So whatever you are, say, whatever fucking country you fucking serve or whatever, you know what I mean? Fair play to you for fucking going down such a fucking route, you know what I mean? It's just, ultimate end of the fucking day. I mean, I just think it's fucking crazy that fucking powerful people in fucking boardrooms fucking send young men and women to their fucking deaths on a whim, on a fucking, because it's usually fucking motivated by greed or whatever, you know what I mean? Our God's better than your God, or we just fucking want the thing you've got, let's fucking fight for this, let's fight for that. And so it's a fucking, it's normal fucking people that suffer because of the powerful that fucking send people to their fucking deaths. I don't know, it's just, I can't always rule in the wrong fucking way, you know what I mean? It's not like, you can't just fucking say it's good guy versus bad guy, whatever, you know what I mean? It's not as fucking simplistic as that. It's just fucking, powerful fucking politicians fucking deciding who fucking gets sent to their fucking death. I don't know, anyway, not to be fucking pessimistic about it or anything, you know what I mean? But yeah, I do certainly appreciate the people that fucking fight, put themselves on the line or whatever, you know what I mean? It's just, yeah. But anyway, let's crack on with bingo. Well, apparently we're 4 away. We're 4 away from a full house, apparently. So let's crack on with bingo. Let's see if we can get a full house, so we can get Phil to shut up.
Okay. All right. Now moving on. Shall we discuss anything today, my friends? How you doing today, King Michael? Good to see you. Queen of Hearts says she likes the green shirt today, do you? Eddie Bauer. That's right, Eddie Bauer shirt today. I like this one too.
Who
is this
fucking cares?
Maybe it's not. What is it?
Nice
What does that tag say?
25 cents.
I don't think it is Eddie Bauer. I think it's LL Bean, actually. I can't read the tag of the tag. There's no tag down here. I think it's LL Bean, actually, not Eddie Bauer. Excuse me. LL Bean shirt.
Who fucking
It's the
cares?
only LL Bean that I own, actually. Did it say J. Crew? Maybe it's J. Crew. I don't even know. It's a nice shirt. It's definitely a nice shirt. Thank you. Okay.
Nice shirt, 25 cents.
Oh, I have no idea. If I had to serve in a military branch, which one would I pick? I don't know. You know, everyone has something that's extra, like, specialized, but also pretty difficult. You know, I can swim, but I'm not a good swimmer. So should I be in the Navy? Right? I'll say this. I probably wouldn't be in the Air Force because I have an abnormal fear of heights. Just irrational fear of heights. It doesn't make sense. I just have a fear of heights. So I probably couldn't do that.
I mean, for God's sake. Jesus fucking Christ, man. So Phil couldn't be in the fucking Navy because he's an okay swimmer, but he's not the best swimmer. You know? Oh my God. Remember, I mean, never forget that bizarre bullshit fucking story that Phil told one day of some sort of fucking military officer trying to recruit him. Like, son, you could be a fucking general one day or something like that. I mean, yeah, I could see it in you. You'll be back. You'll be back. You'll fucking... You're clearly destined to be some sort of fucking general someday or some pish that way. It was just fucking ridiculous.
Coast Guard.
You're a fucking loser. You should not support this guy. He had the opportunity to make
All right.
serious money to entertain.
You can be in the Air Force and not be in the air. I mean, that's true, but what's the point? Why join the Air Force if the goal is not to be in the air? Isn't that what you want to do? Like, no, the recruitment story is stupid because here's the thing. I've told the story of how when I was in high school, I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life.
Oh my God, here we go. We're going to get a retelling of the recruitment story.
And I went to a recruitment office, and there was a very cocky recruiter. And he was so cocky that it actually turned me off from considering enlisting. I was seriously considering it at one point, and then the guy was such a dick that I was just like, I don't want to do it, and I didn't. But I don't want to sit here and tell that story on Memorial Day and be like, oh, that's representative of all who serve. It's not at all. But it just goes to show if you have the wrong person in a position like that, that it could actually change a lot and hinder a lot. And I wonder how many people that guy turned off from recruiting just because he was a cocky dick, you know?
So if that guy wasn't a cocky dick, Phil might have been fucking fighting for America's freedom on the front lines. You know, might fucking sent his arse off to fucking Iraq or whatever, Afghanistan, all that shit. Would Phil's oddly shaped head not be some sort of fucking, you know, strategic flaw from a military perspective? You know, like, would the enemy not just aim for the oddly shaped helmet and head?
We already talked about MREs. I'm not really interested in them. Oh yeah, Queen of Hearts says, I saw the final Mission Impossible movie. It's a good send-off of the series, but it does kind of leave it open-ended. Huh.
Ah, Jesus fucking Christ. Like, Phil's military story is kind of similar to what Forrest Gump was told, apparently. And here's Forrest Gump's story.
Done, Sergeant? Go! Why did you put that weapon together so quickly, Gump?
You tell me to, Drill Sergeant.
Jesus H. Christ. This is a new company record. If it wouldn't be a waste of such a damn fine enlisted men, I'd recommend you for OCS, Private Gump. You are going to be a general someday, Gump. Now, disassemble your weapon and continue. Done,
Jeez. You're going to be a general someday, Gump. Oh, yeah, that's just... And so Phil was like, yeah, that's just like me, for real, for real.
I mean, think of it this way. If it weren't for that cocky recruiter, I might have enlisted. I might have engaged in an entire lifetime of military service, in which case I never would have been in competitive Street Fighter. I never would have ever stepped foot on... I probably never would have watched the Angry Video Game Nerd or the Nostalgia Critic. I never would have thought to do a YouTube video. I never would have been engaged in any of this stuff. I would have just been...
Yeah, Phil, it's called a fucking butterfly effect. For fuck's sake, yes. Sometimes your life can fucking change. You know, whether something happens or not in your face. It's amazing how that fucking works, isn't it? Ah, it's... Jesus Christ, man. You know, do we have any Red Dwarf fans in the chat? I know we fucking do. Red Dwarf done a fantastic episode one time where, like, there's a guy called her. So part of the crew is a guy called Arnold Rimmer, you know, absolute smackhead, total fucking, you know, absolute fucking, just a vile fucking cretin, you know. And one day, like, you know, in their adventures, whatever, an alternative version of him shows up, you know. And he's like this cool guy, you know what I mean? He's like, what a guy, you know? He's like a fucking, you know, he's a test pilot for a fucking, you know, for a Marines, Space Marines or whatever, you know what I mean? And he's like, I can do anything. He seems to fucking know how to do this, and like super smart, super brave, super handsome, you know what I mean? Like fucking James Bond, a fucking space exploration, you know? It's like, it's an alternative version of him. And also, it's kind of, it's one of those kind of things. It's like, how the hell is this the same guy, and what changed in their lives for that butterfly effect to kick in, you know? And it's kind of funny because it's like the whole plot twist of the fucking episode was that the cool version of Rimmer was held back in school by a year, you know? Like, you know, the Smeghead version didn't get held back. And in their eyes, that was a win at the time. Obviously, that was a fucking W. That's a victory for them because they did not get held back in school, you know. But the cool version fucking actually got held back, and that made them into the fucking person they were that fucking day. You know what I mean? Because obviously they had to overcome that sort of humiliation and shame. You know what I mean? Obviously, I'm a year older than all my other classmates, but I got fucking held back. You know what I mean? And it fucking just kind of molded them into fucking turning into some sort of fucking cool arse like fucking version of himself. Bizarre. That's what I'm saying. Butterfly effects. I think we all have the butterfly effect. I mean, I've told you guys before. When I was a year or two old, I think I was almost a year old. I'm not even a year old almost. And my father had the opportunity. My dad had a chance to move to San Francisco. With everyone, you know. I was not long born. We not long moved into our home though, you know. So things were very fucking new for us, you know what I mean? You know, we were still, you know, but so it's like we just fucking stay. But I mean, imagine, that's what I'm saying, it's an incredible opportunity. You know, when you think about it, the butterfly effect. I almost grew up as an American, essentially, you know what I mean? Also, I fucking moved there a year old. I would have fucking moved there, I would have grown up there, you know what I mean? I would have fucking had the fucking American accent, probably, you know what I mean? I'll say a 1 year old, I probably would have fucking, you know, had a Scottish accent. I might never have had it ever. But it's a kind of bizarre thing though. We all have the butterfly effect kind of thing. We can't think to yourself, what would life have been like had this thing happened or that thing happened? And it's honestly, there's nothing we can do about it, of course, you know what I mean? Because our life is what we fucking live now, you know what I mean? But yeah, it's always kind of fascinating to me, like, to think to myself how different life would have been had I been raised like in America. Like, you know, would I have cared more about American football, you know what I mean? I don't know. I mean, would have. It's like that kind of shit, you know what I mean? I don't know. It's daft shit like that though, you know, but I'm trying to say, we've all got that fucking thing. We've all had that sort of butterfly effect moment, you know what I mean?
A military guy for my whole life. You know, what a different life that would have been.
Oh, Phil's given money. He's at $2. Boo! Phil got money. Our day's been ruined. Phil got $2.
What an idiot. Someone in chat just says, oh, you wouldn't have been good for the military because you struggle with confrontation. Yes, because the entire time that I was a competitive Street Fighter player, and every single moment I was in a confrontation with opponents, and I was beating them and winning tournaments, and I was performing on a stage in front of thousands of people, and I'm here every single day with a public face. Oh, yeah, I'm really bad at confrontation. You fucking mouth drooler. You stupid dunce.
Jesus Christ, that was beautiful. That was beautiful. See, these are the best trolls, okay? That person didn't have to give Phil Burnell a single cent. He just left a comment in the chat, and we got an incredible fucking bit of gold dust out of Phil from there. You know? Oh, that was glorious. That was... I want to hear that again. That was the best form of baiting Phil into an angry little toxic rant. One more time. And this is design patterns. The message was, Phil, no disrespect. You aren't cut out for the military. You don't like confrontation. You struggle with it. Keep playing games. Now that's their own factual observation. That's their own take, which they're entitled to. But Phil, though, thinks they're an idiot for daring to fucking suggest that.
What an idiot. Someone in chat just says, oh, you wouldn't have been good for the military because you struggle with confrontation. Yes, because the entire time that I was a competitive Street Fighter player, and every single moment I was in a confrontation with opponents, and I was beating them and winning tournaments, and I was performing on a stage in front of thousands of people, and I'm here every single day with a public face. Oh, yeah, I'm really bad at confrontation. You fucking mouth drooler. You stupid dunce. Why do you listen to morons? Yeah, I'm really bad with it.
Why don't you back it up with a source?
My source is that I made it the fuck up.
I just can't handle the pressure. You're right. I just crack. Constantly crack. You got it. Oh, really? Battleduck says, my parents always put enlistment forth as a punishment, saying if you don't go to school, you have to go to the army. Now looking back at it, I'm thinking maybe it was a missed opportunity. You know? You gotta understand, that's a huge sacrifice, right? You're giving up your personal freedoms, and you're risking it all. You have no idea what's gonna happen in the world when you enlist, and at any moment you could end up being deployed into a freaking war zone. And, you know, that's what you're signing up for. That's insane levels of commitment, courage, strength, fortitude, things a lot of people don't have. Wishy-washy, you know, jello people who can't even fucking take someone spelling their name wrong on their coffee cup at Starbucks. Or, God forbid, someone say something to you on the internet and you get all, oh, I got internet bullied, right? Unbelievable how some...
Like you just fucking lost your fucking cool because somebody fucking said you fucking are afraid of confrontation and you fucking got super butthurt about it.
People are. So you have to understand that the people who enlist have a level of strength that is very different from the common person.
Tough. I always think that it's my fault. Drinking gin. Yep, I'm toxic. I love Hulk Hogan's dick.
There's a lot of dead air.
Okay.
Holy shit.
So what would you guys like to talk about today? Tag me in the chat. And again, it sure would be great to get some support. We have no support whatsoever for the podcast right now. Zero. So anything would be appreciated right now. Let's get some momentum going. And let's see what topics are on your guys' mind today. No, that is absolutely true, Battleduck. He says you also need to support the military people when they come back from deployment. Who defends the defender? That's a huge problem with our country. Is these people go out and spend chunks of their life, sometimes 10, 15, 20 years in the military deployed, and then they come back and there's nothing for them. There's no jobs, because that's a major problem in the United States. There's no fucking good jobs anyway. So what do? Oh, I worked in the military for 20 years. Now I come back and I'm a fryer, right? I mop the floor and I make minimum wage. This is the job you got for me lined up after I was in the military for 20 years. You know, there's nothing for them to do. And, you know, or they come back and they have health problems and now the healthcare sucks. They can't get the healthcare they need. It's absolutely true that our country does.
Well, American healthcare in general has got a big fucking is a big serious problem. You know what I mean? The rest of the world has fucking mocked America for this for years. You know what I mean? Even Canada fucking mocks Americans for their fucking healthcare system. You know, it is insane. You know, but yeah, in terms of like, you know, but countries are usually pretty fucking bad at taking care of their fucking soldiers, especially when they come home from deployment. You know what I mean? And they fucking have to stop serving, and so the countries stop fucking caring. That's an issue for a lot of fucking places, sadly.
Fail a lot of people. It's sad. And then you hear our politicians, and what are they bickering over today? The next piece of shit, nonsensical argument that doesn't matter when there's concrete problems they could be tackling. But this is not a politics show.
Yeah, you stopped doing that, Phil, because you wanted more money for doing it. And, you know, basically, it didn't pop off in popularity like you fucking hoped it would.
Let's not go that direction, okay? Okay. Tonight we are having turkey hot dogs. Yes, we are. We're actually having turkey hot dogs. Oh, kick support. Thank you again, man. I screwed up again, didn't I? Yeah, I did. I keep screwing this up. Kick support, we're all good. So thank you for reminding me. Dude, I did it again. I'm so happy that kick support does that. Thank you, kick support. Yeah, I keep screwing up. Every time that you do multi-streaming on Kick, you have to type in a command to enable it. And I keep forgetting. They're doing me a solid because if I don't enable it, I don't get paid at all. So they're helping me out. Thank you, kick support. Appreciate you. I think it's kind of automated, though. But thank you. I can unpin it because I just fixed it. Dishonored franchise? I like Dishonored 1. I didn't really like Dishonored 2. So, I don't know. Someone said, should we bring back the Dishonored franchise? Would it be good? I don't know. I feel like Dishonored worked at the time, but that whole, like, first-person looting exploration formula with that kind of stealth and stuff, I don't know if it really works anymore. It worked for a few different games. Like, it was working for Deus Ex, but now Deus Ex doesn't exist anymore. It worked for Dishonored. Now Dishonored's gone. So, I don't know if it really works moving forward.
Internet content creation of on-demand and also live video streaming services.
What is my favorite season? Either spring or fall, preference fall, because I like in between moderate weather. And in the fall, you get all kinds of cool things happening with the season, including, you know, like pumpkin spice and, you know, the leaves change color and you get holidays like Halloween and stuff. So I like the fall a lot. Also, let's be honest.
Halloween's not a real holiday, you fucking dork. Basically, you like the holiday where the weather turns pretty shitty, you know what I mean? There's lack of colour in the fucking environment, you know? Like, I don't know. It's like, I would say, for me personally, I think autumn, you know, fall, autumn, whatever you fucking call it, I think it's the worst of the 4 seasons. You know, I don't know, like, obviously, I like winter because, you know, 1, it's my birthday, and 2, it's Christmas. Who doesn't fucking love those 2 fucking things, you know? Winter's pretty fucking cool, you know what I mean? Yeah, it's like, I think of winter's like family time, you know what I mean? It's not as dark, obviously, it gets dark a lot. It's not as light as it used to fucking be, you know what I mean? But it's just, it's a special vibe, you know what I mean? But you know, spring as well, you know what I mean? When the fucking weather gets better over time, whatever, you know what I mean? The fucking Steve flowers blooming, not shit. Summer, the fucking good weather that fucking brings, not shit. The fucking summer holidays, not crap. But yeah, those are all good fucking seasons. But fall, you know, autumn just feels like there's nothing special about it when it comes to just the season, you know? You know, what is autumn? What is special about autumn? Growing up, autumn is, you know, the end of summer. Autumn is, oh, you go back to school. Oh, great, that's fucking great. Let's go back to the fucking hooray for that, you know. As a kid, anyway, it's fucking that's kind of what you're supposed to do with, you know, the summer's over because you're back in fucking school, you know. I don't know. And then in terms of holidays, Halloween is not really I mean, to me, it's not a holiday. You know, it's an occasion, it's an event, but also it's for something to do as children. And you out. Like, you have to wonder, I wonder what age Phil was when he stopped trick-or-treating. I bet Phil Burnell was trick-or-treating when he was in his late teens. I'm willing to bet that. Has Phil ever admitted when he stopped trick-or-treating? I wonder. Like, I'm willing to fucking believe that he was like fucking like a fully grown ass, like, he wasn't a small child. He was like just fucking begging for fucking candy from the fucking neighbors. Fuck off.
During the fall, there's a lot of cool games that come out. Usually, not always. Like last year was a dud. Last year the fall was sucked for gaming, but usually it's really good.
Who fucking cares?
Thanksgiving. Well, isn't Thanksgiving November? Isn't Thanksgiving usually in November or is it October? I can't mind. I always kind of thought Thanksgiving was something that happened like November time in America. And November is winter. In my book, you know. I don't know, I always kind of think of, you know, November is part of winter. I don't know.
I usually remember to enable the multi-stream. I'll be honest, that's if Dick asks for feedback, I think what should happen, okay, is when you're streaming, if you're in the partner program, it actually enables multi-streaming automatically, and you have to click on it to say, no, I'm actually only streaming on Kick. Because it's kind of very easy to just not think about it and forget it. And right now, the reason I remember it is because they're actually coming in and reminding me. But I don't know how long they're going to do that. Because if they don't, then they will just demonetize the whole stream and I won't get paid for it. So. Oh, I think Starbucks pumpkin spice is decent. Yeah, it's pretty tasty. Oh, no. No vacation coming anytime soon. RBG overload, which is probably an intrusive question anyway. Because if we were going to...
How is it fucking intrusive? Phil, you just fucking said you're fucking doing a lot better than you've ever been doing before in your fucking life. However, things are going great for you right now. So why the fuck is it an intrusive fucking question for people to fucking wonder if you are planning to go on vacation anytime soon with all your fucking extra fucking money you've been fucking making? What a fucking bitter, toxic fucking response to a very innocent fucking question. By the way, guys, I am going on vacation at the end of August. You know? I am looking forward to it so fucking much. It's like we're about 90 days, like in 90 days time or so, I'll be going on vacation. It's gonna be fucking glorious, you know? I know it's like 3 months to go, I know, still a wee bit away, but yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna be fucking great, you know what I mean? It's all, it's just, yeah, I mean, there is no, you know, you guys understand, you know how good it fucking feels, you know? To fucking look forward to a great fucking vacation, get some time away. Get something, you know, enjoy the fucking sun, enjoy the sea, and all that shit, you know. I mean, that kind of shit, you know. Also, you know, you may have your own preferences as to what kind of vacation you enjoy, whatever. But you guys understand though, the fucking feel-good factor that fucking brings you. You know, you just know it's gonna fucking do you the world of good. And Phil's just all, don't you dare ask about that. That's personal.
Oh, no. No vacation coming anytime soon. RBG overload, which is probably an intrusive question anyway. Because if we were going to go on a vacation, we probably wouldn't tell you anyway. But no, we don't have anything planned right now. Right now, to be honest, the next couple of months for gaming are quite busy. All right. And, you know, we don't... Right now, I'm in a position where if things keep going the way they're going right now, and I'm able to have things move forward positively the way that they're going, then I can save up some money. And once I have some money actually saved, then maybe I can say, hey, let's start planning something. But right now, I don't want to just, like, blow all the money that I have immediately. That'd be pretty dumb, you know? So, no, I'm not planning anything right now.
Nobody is fucking telling you to blow every single fucking, you know, cent you have saved up, Phil. They're just wondering whether all this massively increased income you've been making over the last several fucking months could potentially go towards a vacation. So, Phil's narrative makes it fucking seems like he hasn't been saving up anything whatsoever. You you imagine making the money that Phil fucking makes and then saying at the same time we can't afford it? That is insane. Can you imagine? Can you imagine Kat actually fucking tunes into the stream sometime and hears Phil say that? And then like, would she not fucking wonder what the fuck went up? Why? How not? How on earth could it not possibly fucking happen? No honeymoon for Kat still?
See, here we go. Just ban the city. I knew it. Intrusive moron. Fuck off. Stop asking personal questions, you dick.
Very, very angry. Very, very, very angry. Was it the same guy? RGB? Was it the same like RGB guy? Like, where are they? Was it in Kick? I'm not sure where they were. I've heard a guy's name was like RGB Overload. Are you planning a vacation anytime soon or whatever? And then does it say anything else afterwards?
And say, hey, let's start planning something. But right now, then I can save up some money. I want all the money that I have immediately. That'd be pretty dumb, you know? So no, I'm not playing anything right now.
And they were banned, I think, by asking, you haven't been saving money. Look at the bottom right.
Here we go, just ban the city. I know.
So their follow-up question, because Phil made it sound like Phil hadn't been saving money. Like Phil's wording made it seem like he hadn't said anything. It's a simple question. It's sure it's not our fucking business, but Phil worded it in a way where it made it sound like he didn't bother saving anything up that was given.
But intrusive moron. Fuck off. Stop asking personal questions, you dick.
This is where my fucking money goes to every month. Garbage dump, grocery shopping, pay my taxes, pet store, pay my bills, blowing his money on mobile games, blowing his money on this and that. I'm spending all this money buying
The villain, if you want to know that question, you should watch my playthrough. Don't ask me randomly a question about the plot of Expedition 33. Watch the videos, right? That's what I made them for.
Who fucking cares?
If I go to vacation in Croatia, Serbia, or Greece, which would I pick? The only one I know of those three is Greece. I know about, some pretty nice...
I've been to Greece before. I went to... What did I fucking go for? I went to Zante before in Greece. That was very nice. So yeah, I really enjoyed going to Zante before, There is one place in Greece I'd fucking love to go because it just fucking looks fucking beautiful. Shit, what's it called again? What's it called? Santorini. That's what it is. Santorini. That shit, that island looks fucking beautiful, That is one of those bucket list destinations, just to fucking go there, The island of Santorini in Greece, that shit looks fucking glorious. And I've heard of Mykonos as well, it's meant to be fucking fantastic. But yeah, I hope you enjoy that, Santorini, beautiful. I've always loved looking at fucking pictures of Santorini, it's been fucking glorious, but I certainly hope you have a fucking glorious time, Cell Shader, for sure.
Scenery and also good food. But that's all I don't know about Croatia or Serbia at all. I don't know anything about them. No, I never played World of Tanks.
Here I am with an actual business being destroyed by that toxic behavior. Big ups to your dad. Me.
What does SNK stand for? Someone said that the other day in chat. It's some big Japanese name. It's just the name of the company that makes the fighting games. SNK is a company that made a whole line of arcade games back in the day. They made games like Metal Slug, a whole bunch of fighting games like Fatal Fury, Art of Fighting, King of Fighters, Last Blade, Samurai Showdown, all those. They also made sports games. There's like baseball games, soccer games. They made all kinds of arcade games. And they would be on these SNK cabinets. SNK Neo Geo was the name of the cabinet. And the cabinet would have multi-games in it. So you could be playing one game and then they walk away and the next person comes up, I want to play a sports game. You press a button, it changes the cabinet to be a different game. And you can play that game instead. So it was a way for arcade owners to save space and save money because you could have multiple games in one cabinet. Later on, SNK got more known for their fighting games than anything else because those are what persisted. A lot of those other franchises, like I said, Metal Slug and stuff, they all died out, while fighting games like King of Fighters kept going.
Me. That's what this is all about and what it's always been. Me. I care about nothing in life.
Will I try out Elena next week? It's a good question. Here's the thing, all right? I've been having so much fun playing retro fighting games, right? If you look at all the fighting games that I played in the last year, I played a lot of Street Fighter 6. Every time I play that game, I get frustrated. I hate the pattern play. I hate the fact that people just sit there in fucking training mode practicing 90% combos, that the game is based on one hit, pushing someone to the corner, and then guessing game for the rest of the game. Nothing about the game is really appealing to me anymore, because I grew up at the time when fighting games were actually fucking good. All right? And I'm standing on a soapbox right now. All right? I know I am saying this. I know a lot of people don't agree with me making this statement, okay? But the truth is that modern fighting games are too easy to play, not challenging enough, don't require enough of a skill cap to really play well, and it just becomes how many people just sat there ad nauseum practicing the same combos over and over, rather than the people who have an intelligent, you know, brain cell. It's lame. Back in the day, you needed an incredible amount of game knowledge, you needed reaction time, you needed execution, you know, you needed to know about what's a footsie, or what the hell, spacing, right? Oh my god, zoning, right? Oh, reacting to an anti-air. It's just funny because almost no one can do that shit anymore. Instead, it's all about, I'm just going to fish for one hit, get the one hit, push the opponent to the corner, and I'll just guess for the rest of the round, and that's the whole game. That's not a fighting game. That's one pattern. That's like a pattern recognition game is what it is. That's not what a fighting game was ever meant to be. It actually took so much more skill back in the day to play fighting games competitively than it does today that I watch and play, and I get bored to tears. Like I said, I watched one single match from Combo Breaker. I nearly fell the fuck asleep, and I closed the stream, and I never will watch it again. Like, I just can't stand it. That's what they've done with modern fighting games. They dumbed them down to the point where they're just not fun anymore for anyone who knows better. Okay? Now, you'll never hear that from the mainstream FGC because they're either ignorant, meaning they never played the good ones from back in the day, or they need the FGC to survive to make money. You know, the figureheads, the big guys from back in the day who are still part of the community, and they won't ever criticize modern Street Fighter because they can't, because if they do and they say it sucks, guess what happens? Oh, the views dip, the money train dries up, and now they have nothing to do because they have to get real jobs. Okay?
Like you?
Oh my dog! What's up?
I get to after $2 super chat who says standing on a soapbox in front of a firing squad. I fucking if only. Oh Jesus, man. Like Phil's random fucking takes. Like, so I don't like Phil was never anyone in the FGC to begin with. Like, so his opinions on what it was like back in the fucking day means diddly squat to me, because I know he was not anyone of any fucking importance or significance even back then. You know, if I want to fucking hear someone's opinion on how fucking video games, fighting games as well, have evolved over the last 2 decades or whatever, I'll look for the opinion of maybe, you know, Justin Wong or someone, you know what I mean? I won't fucking pay attention to his opinion of Phil Burnell. Like, who's that? Like, and within the grand scheme of things in the fighting game community, who's that? People do not fucking recognize Phil Burnell as a former fighting game player. No. People fucking recognize Phil Burnell as the guy that jerked off his wee little winky on stream. That is his fucking legacy. Nothing to do with fucking fighting games.
So, that's why I don't really like Street Fighter 6 anymore. I still think it's better than Street Fighter 5. I actually do believe the game is better than Street Fighter 5, okay? But I just don't think it's a very good game anymore. That first year, it was great. The second year has been ass, and it's just getting worse. So, when you say, well, you're going to play Elena in Street Fighter 6, well, listen, here's what will happen. Elena will come out. For 2 days, she'll be interesting, and then everyone will know everything about her because the entire internet will spoil the character, put the meta up for her, and then she won't matter anymore. This game will have a major rebalance next week, where all the characters are supposed to be tweaked and everything. All that information will be on the internet within 24 hours. Everything will be spoiled, and within 1 week, the game will be boring again. The FGC are a bunch of fucking idiots for this. They don't understand that spoiling everything in a fighting game takes away that whole time of discovery that's the most fun part of fighting games.
And yet, it's perfectly fine for you to have been spoiled about some sort of exploit that some character has in this fighting game collection you're playing later on tonight. So why is that valid, Phil?
Right now, I'm playing Capcom vs. SNK 2. This is a new edition. It's called EO Edition. This was never played competitively online ever. So right now, there's a whole era of discovery for this game that's very fun and exciting. If everyone knew everything about all the changes of the game and it was on the internet in 10 minutes, then the game wouldn't be fun. You see? But that's what the fighting game community doesn't understand. They grew up in an era of instant gratification. Everything you want at your fingertips. You don't have to earn anything. You don't have to learn anything. You just steal everything. That's what they've grown up in. It's pathetic. It's a fucking brat mentality, quite frankly.
Well, but you didn't learn about this exploit. You were told about it on the internet, so you're stealing it basically. But this brand new exploit has been found with some sort of character called PB or whatever. You didn't learn that. You were told about it by someone on the internet, and you're happy to steal that.
Because when you call it out and say, why are you spoiling fighting games? You're taking away the fun. What do you mean? No. I would. Well, then, so you suck. So what you're admitting is you suck. You couldn't just play the game and learn for yourself. You need everyone else to hand spoon feed you how to play the game so that you can just sit in training mode and copy it, and then go online and you get wins and you think that you've earned anything. You've earned nothing. You're a fucking thief. And that's modern fighting games in a nutshell. Okay? So, right now, playing the Capcom Fighting Collection 2, CVS 2 notably, I'm having way more fun than I've had playing Street Fighter 6 in the last year. So right now, that's what I would actually like to focus on. Now, I'm not saying that I will never go back to Street Fighter 6, but to be honest, I don't even think Street Fighter 6 is that interesting to anyone in my audience anymore. The game's 2 years old, right? It's the same old shit. Every time you play, it's the same old shit. Really, the same Cammy gameplay, the same Luke gameplay, the same. It's never changing. So because of that, it stops being fun when everyone's identical, right? The last few Street Fighter streams I did not do well. So I'm not really that excited to play Street Fighter 6 and Elena. I might. Like, if I can't get a Switch 2, and we end up having nothing to do that day.
You have a Switch 2, stop bullshitting us. You got a fucking Switch 2.
Maybe I'll do it, all right? But right now, things are kind of up in the air. I guess we'll find out, all right? I don't know. Maybe I'll just fucking play classic fighting games all day instead. I don't know. But right now, I'm just not too into Street Fighter 6. Frank Castle did a $2 super chat. His thoughts on Bossman Jack doing 3 years in prison. I have no idea what you're talking about. I don't know who Bossman Jack is. You guys have been talking about this for 3 days in my chat. I don't pay attention. I don't give a shit. If this is internet drama, I know nothing about it, and I'm not involved, and I don't care. And why did you steal the Punisher's name?
Come the fuck in or fuck the fuck off.
Thank you very much to Sam Babar for popping their 8-month bingo Barry membership message saying, with Phil's logic, education is stealing because you're just repeating what you saw instead of figuring it out for yourself. Yeah, Phil's fucking logic is so fucking utterly bizarre. It really is. And it's almost like one rule for, you know, for others, but a different rule for him. It's perfectly okay for Phil to steal the meta and knowledge from, you know, for his own benefit. But when everyone else knows it and it's fucking wrong, it's like not. It's just, it's so weird. It's such a weird argument. It's just, it's like, I don't know, Giant Phil fucking just feels like, why does he feel a need to be such a cunt? Like, you know, he could have woken up today in a happy mood, you know, and not care about the opinions of others on the internet. Instead, he's been fucking going off on the FTC, bitching and whining and moaning about them. He goes off in his own fucking chat for saying things or whatever. Now he's fucking going off on them for not giving him the money he thinks he deserves. Like, apparently Phil didn't even bother with a break between, you know, podcast and gameplay because Phil didn't get the money. Like, Phil started today's gameplay apparently on $7 fucking dollars. You know? Like, you know, it's like, wow, that's really fucking rewarding your audience there, Phil, by fucking getting straight to gameplay. Like, so, how come Phil doesn't need a bathroom break all of a sudden? That's kind of strange.
How dare you?
By the way, we're 2 away from a full house.
Okay. All right, so what else do you guys want to talk about? And by the way, again, thank you. That actually was the first contribution to the stream, if you can believe it. Typically, we get more than this during the podcast. It would be great to get some support right now, guys, to get some momentum moving before we start playing Blueprints. You would love to see me kicking ass at Evo. In what? They don't have games at Evo I play. I don't like Street Fighter 6 anymore, so I don't play it. I don't play Tekken anymore. They have all modern fighters. I don't play any of that shit. I don't know what you think I would be playing at Evo. Cabo Barack Obama, why would I buy Street Fighter 6 for the Switch 2? First off, it's not going to run well. If you think it's going to...
Well, you bought it for the PlayStation, you bought it for the Xbox, and you bought it for the PC. All 3 versions, $100 special editions each. So, I mean, I just assumed you are going to be consistent, Phil, you know? If consistency is a thing, and pattern predictability is a thing, then you might as well fucking buy it for the Switch 2 as well.
Run well on the Switch 2 like it runs on my PC, you're insane. That's number one. Number two, there's no gaming joysticks for the Switch 2. So you'd have to use a gamepad or the freaking Wiimotes to try to play it. Good luck with that. Number three, it's $60. I'm not paying another $60 for Street Fighter 6. I already bought it 3 times. I'm not buying it again. It's insanity. Lovecraftian Arcade asked, did I ever see Austin Powers and did I like the films? I've seen them all 3. The first one genuinely was laugh out loud hilarious in the 90s. The second one was good, but not as good as the first, but still pretty good. The third one was ass. Like, it just wasn't funny. And I think at that point they realized the formula had died out, and that's why they never made another one. Would I ever go to a convention again? Asked Stuart. Well, Stuart, let me ask you this question. Let me answer your question with a question. What would I do at a convention? I'm curious.
Meet people? Socialize? Discover other human beings? Maybe associate with fans? Heaven fucking forbid, you know? Maybe I have fun. Have fucking fun. Like, Jesus Christ, man. I was like, you want me to go outside? That's where the danger is.
I made another one.
One more time. I'll let it play out.
Would I ever go to a convention again? Asked Stuart. Well, Stuart, let me ask you this question. Let me answer your question with a question. What would I do at a convention? I'm curious. Well, in what capacity? Are you saying, would I go to a convention as an attendee and enjoy the convention as an attendee? And enjoy the convention as an attendee? Would I cover the convention as a YouTuber? Or are you saying go to a convention and like I'm part of the convention? In what capacity are you talking about? I don't really understand the question. Do a panel. On what planet do you think a convention would give me a panel? I am a small rinky-dink YouTuber who gets 500,000 views a month on YouTube, if I'm lucky, okay? I'm infamous where everyone on the internet hates me for things that literally haven't happened, okay? What convention would give me a panel? For the record, back when I was actually a big YouTuber, when I was getting millions upon millions of views a month, all right? Even then, I wasn't guaranteed to get a slot at a convention. If you remember, one year I was at MagFest, and I did really well, and the next year they denied me a panel. And I had to basically yell at them and be like, that's fucking disrespectful. Last year I came to your convention, we had tons of people showing up. People were having a great time.
You yelled at them. Oh my god, yeah, that's fucking, give me back a fucking, I want my booth. Give me my fucking booth. I'm Darkside Phil. Do you know who I am? I'm gonna start bitching and whining and moaning you. That'll fucking get you to change your fucking minds. I'm gonna fucking complain and go off full Karen mode on you.
And now you're telling me you won't even give me the same thing a second year when I've actually grown? Oh no, we're giving it to Game Grumps. That's the truth. They gave it to Game Grumps.
Not that Phil Burnell is one to hold grudges or anything, you know what I mean? He's not bitter or anything about it.
So, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you have to understand, I'm not some big YouTuber who's popular and seen in a positive light anymore. No convention is going to give Darkside Phil a panel. Nor would I even know what I would do at said panel. Like, I don't even know. You know, things are a lot different today than they were back then, that's for sure.
Couldn't Phil just basically do some sort of like podcast at a panel, you know? Like you could turn up to a podcast late, you know, in person, sit down and stream whatever, you know, and then you can say, hey guys, welcome to the Level 1 podcast live from this convention. Now guys, support's been slow. You know, I'm not gonna fucking hark on about it, you know what I mean? But contributions could be fucking great. Just saying, hint, not shit. No, an in-person Level 1 DSP podcast would probably not fucking work out too well because he relies on digital support, immediate digital support. If you're there in person, then you can't really give him money unless you're just fucking throwing dollars at him like some sort of fucking, you know, stripper.
Would I consider doing a meet and greet? What's the difference between doing a meet and greet and what we're doing right now? Any day you could just come to my stream and talk.
What the fuck? Oh, oh my god. You're meeting me right now, guys, for the power of my webcam. Jesus Christ, man. Like, heaven forbid that your true actual fans would love to fucking meet you in person for some fucking reason. You know, what? Phil's like, you don't need to do that. Yeah, I have a webcam for you. That's all you guys fucking get. That's all you fucking deserve. Phil's the type of person who'd probably charge a fan like hundreds of dollars to fucking greet them in person.
To me, why do you need to meet me in person? Quite honestly, that's a good, it's an honest question. What's the difference? I don't think there is one. You can easily come to my stream and just talk to me on any given stream. I'm not a hard guy to reach. So why would you want to go to a convention? See, again, that's what I don't understand. Little Alex Holmes says, Little Alex Horn says, meeting in person is more meaningful for a fan. It is. Again, for me, it's not. Like I told you guys.
Fuck off. Holy fucking shit. What a fucking horrible human being. Like his fans, I'm saying, like his fans would honestly fucking appreciate meeting him in person, getting a picture of the fucking, you know, I've been a fan of Phil's for so many years. I'm gonna get a picture of Phil, yay! And Phil's like, well, I don't think that's fucking meaningful. What a waste of my fucking time. Fuck you, loyal fans who'd love to get a picture of me.
Says, meeting in person is more meaningful for a fan. It is. Again, for me, it's not. Like I told you guys, I'm not the kind of guy that, like, I idolize someone to the point where I need to meet them in person, right? Like, for example, Stan Lee. I absolutely respected the living crap out of Stan Lee. I love Marvel Comics. I love the stuff that he did for the comic book industry and for pop culture in general. I think he was a great guy. His cameo appearances were always funny. His interviews that were funny. Everything was good. Stan Lee was at a convention, a Comic-Con that I was at, and there was a giant line to meet him, and I said, I'm not going to wait in that line. I don't care. I mean, what were I going to... Hi, Stan. Good to meet you. Shake his hand. Okay, big deal. What's the point? We could probably have a more meaningful conversation right now on this stream than we could have if we met in real life. You understand that, right? Because if I'm at a convention and there's a line of people to meet me, you're going to walk up, say hello, shake my hand, take a picture, get an autograph, you're out of here. Here we can actually talk and have a conversation back and forth. There's no real time constraint or problem here, right? I think it's easier to do it this way. You might say, well, you get an autograph. What's the point of an autograph? What does that do? What does that symbolize? What does that mean? It doesn't mean anything. Anyone could just scribble their name on a piece of paper. It doesn't mean anything.
Oh god. Oh fuck. No.
Ghost of Derrich tipped £1. My favorite kind of meet and greets are the annual parent-teacher conferences at my local elementary school.
Get the fuck out of here!
Thanks, Derek, you creepy bam. Jesus Christ. I mean, as soon as I saw it was fucking Derek, I was like, no, it's not gonna be good. It's not gonna be good. Thanks, Derek. So Phil could have met Stan Lee, pulled out his line, and said, well, fuck that guy, he's not that important. Wow. What a story. Stan Lee dodged a bullet that fucking day. It's such a weird attitude from Phil. Like, you know, some people, like, I'm trying to think of the most famous person I've ever met. To be honest, I don't know. Like, I don't actively go my way either. You know what I mean? To fucking, like, I don't go to conventions myself or anything. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I don't know who I'd want to meet either. That's the thing. I can't think of anyone. You know what I mean? Also, if you meet like some sort of fucking big, massive, famous like person, you know what I mean? Like, you know, a movie star or whatever. You know what I mean? And you get fucking say hello to them or get a picture with them. That'd be a bit random. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's just. But yeah, I don't know. But I don't know. It's just weird though. But I know there's other people out there that fucking actually get to fucking enjoy meeting and greeting, like, there are certain people or certain characters or certain, you know, like, you know, actors or fucking musicians or, you know, that kind of thing, you know what I mean? Or even wrestlers, fucking wrestlers, you know. Are you telling me right now that Phil Burnell would have no interest or desire to fucking meet Hulk Hogan and get a picture with a, you know, with a Hulkster? You know, he would have no desire whatsoever to fucking have it. If that opportunity came up for him, he would say no thank you. There's a line to meet the Hulkster. Like, says the most famous person they met was probably Sabu or Doug Williams. Jesus, there you go. Wrestling stuff, and there you go. Oh hell, it's just, I don't know. It's just, to me, it's fucking crazy. I don't know. But Phil will being his usual fucking scared selves. I don't want to meet people. I don't want to, you know. So it's more meaningful if I talk on my podcast when I control a narrative and I'm the only one with a fucking microphone.
I would think that right now, if you asked me a question and I gave you 5 minutes of my time to answer your question, that would be more meaningful than you waiting in line for 2 hours at a convention to meet me, shake my hand, take a picture, and get an autograph, and then you're out of there. Don't you think? So that's what I don't understand about the whole fan thing, the whole idol thing, the whole convention thing. I just never understood it. I really didn't. Like, to me, the best part of a convention would be going and learning, perhaps, about new games and things that were coming out. You know, there's a panel where they're showing gameplay, they're explaining game mechanics of an upcoming game. That's kind of cool. Or getting hands-on with something for the first time. At E3, I got hands-on with a few games, right? Or at some conventions, they have artist alleys where you can actually see all kinds of cool arts and crafts and things you can buy stuff. Gaming marketplaces where you can buy some retro games, right? Or stuff like that. Arcades, sometimes they had a big retro arcade. You could play a whole bunch of fun games. That, to me, is the fun part of a convention. Not, oh, I waited in line to see some guy say hi, he has no idea who I am, and he autographed something for me. What was the point of that?
So Phil wouldn't like to ever meet, for example, Jade. Is he basically just fucking saying that he has no desire or interest in meeting Jade? Jade might say, I mean, can you imagine that? Can you imagine? Jesus Christ, man, poor Jade. Jesus, man.
Come the fuck in or fuck the fuck off.
Oh, thank you very much, Carl for popping their 14-month bingo Barry message saying, what the fuck just happened in the UK? Are you talking about what happened in Liverpool? Yeah. It looks like somebody deliberately drove a car into a crowd of people during Liverpool, the football team, were having their title parade for Liverpool. And so a bunch of Liverpool fans in the city were out and about, and it looks like somebody has purposely driven their car through a bunch of people. Like, if that's what you're talking about, Cal Denson, yeah. So that was like breaking news, like a couple of hours ago, essentially, you know what I mean? For sure, like, that was a horrible situation. So yeah, I'm still not sure. Like, people are definitely injured. Horrible thing to have happened, for sure.
Oh my God! What's up?
Thank you very much, Darkside Rent off the $5 super chat. It says, the thing you don't understand, Phil, is it doesn't matter what you think is most meaningful. If your fans want to meet you, you should want that too. I mean, obviously, you can't always give your fans what you fucking want, but it's just Phil lacks empathy, right? We've said this a whole lot of times before. He lacks the empathy to really kind of put himself in the shoes of his supporters, or I mean, if I feel like a dick for saying it, but in the wheels of his supporters. Like, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, he has genuine fans, actual true fans that unironically like him and his content and what he does. They would actually fucking think it would be a wonderful thing for them in their lives. It would improve their lives to meet him. And Phil can't understand that concept. He refuses to try and comprehend that concept. You know, like, it's just, I mean, it's so fucking weird, man. Maybe it's kind of like, I don't know, is it possible that Phil, I mean, I was going to try and suggest something dumb there, that Phil might not actually fucking think he's that big a fucking deal, but that's fucking bullshit. We know Phil thinks he's a big fucking deal, you know? We know for damn sure Phil thinks he's quite fucking, he's a special thing, you know? And he's quite some hot shit, you know? I was going to suggest for a brief second there, maybe Phil has a touch of imposter syndrome, you know? Where he doesn't actually fucking believe he's actually fucking as big a deal or important as he thinks he is. We know that's fucking bullshit, you know? He just doesn't care enough to give his audience that sort of fucking moment, you know? For Christmas, if Jade ever met DSP, that would be one of the highlights of his fucking life, probably. Okay? For Phil, it would just be any other day. You know? He wouldn't think of it. He wouldn't think of it as anything special or meaningful. And that's a sad truth. I'm not saying that to be a fucking dick to Phil or anything. I just feel he generally doesn't understand where his fans are coming from. You know what I mean? He can't, because Phil can't grasp the concept himself. But he's not willing to try and put himself in their shoes and I don't know, it's just. But then again, I get maybe Phil's fucking a bit paranoid of what his fans might do if they ever got some alone time of him, you know? Like fucking, you know, like, will he get kidnapped like fucking directed in that fucking lectural fucking short?
How much would I charge for signing someone's Steam profile page? Nothing. That's ridiculous. I mean, you're right, Eternal. Meaning is different to different people. You're right. For me, I guess the problem with me is if I don't see value in something, it's very hard to convince me to care about it or do it. You know what I'm saying?
Well, they fucking go. It's like, no, never mind how special it would be for his audience, like fucking Jade. If it's not got any value for him personally, then why the fuck would he care about how special it would be for Jade? That's what I'm saying. He lacks empathy. He lacks that ability to try and see why it'd be so special for them. That would be the worst ever person to try and have as a fucking Make-A-Wish person.
And I see like no value. Did I go to certain conventions? Yes, I did. Of course I did, back in the day. And meeting fans, shaking their hands, and hanging out with them a little bit was kind of fun. All right. But quite frankly, it was very short-lived. That level of popularity and positivity that I had went away really quick, with people on the internet being very toxic towards me and basically turning everything into a negative meme. And I feel like today that would never happen. If I went to a convention, you'd have more people there trying to say, gee, how can we get a memeable moment out of Darkside Phil, right? How can we fuck with him, or how can we piss him off, or how can we do something that we can make a viral video out of, rather than, hey, I just want to meet Phil and have a nice conversation, maybe shake his hand. You know what I mean? Because that's what people do all the time on the internet. They're coming to chat trying to fish a comment out of me, trying to be dicks. I mean, I play a game that literally there's one room in Doom, the Dark Ages, where you have to play it differently because the entire room is a booby trap full of explosive barrels. So I play it differently like everyone has to in that room. But then they clip me and say, I'm bad at Doom. What? But you have to play that room like that. There's no other way to play it because it's full of explosive barrels. Well, it doesn't matter. Take it out of context and Darkside feels bad at games. So what I mean, people always go out of their way to treat me like dirt. So I know that sadly, if I were to try to do anything in real life at a convention or whatever, you get more just troublemaking assholes than you would get a positive influence. It was different back in the day. Back in the day, oh my God, Phil's going to a convention. Let's go to his panel. We want to talk to him. We want to hear about what projects he's working on. Right? We want to shake his hand, hang out, play a few games. This is what we all would do. We go, remember when they had the retro arcade? We were hanging out with it. We were all playing old games together. It was super fun.
Who fucking cares?
So there you go. Why do people attend sports or concerts if they can watch on TV? Well, concert, you can argue it sounds differently in person, I guess. Like a concert experience, to actually hear it, be there in person versus play through digital speakers, digitized, is a little different. Sports, well, I guess being a part of the crowd. Like, for example,
Phil, don't even fucking pretend to understand the fucking special meaning of that fucking cash out, okay? Look, case in point. There's a guy I work with, okay? I work with a guy who is a supporter of Aberdeen Football Club, okay? This is a team that used to be a lot bigger back in the 80s, especially, you know what I mean? In the 80s, they've done very well. Alex Ferguson used to be the manager of Aberdeen before he fucking moved from Aberdeen to Manchester United and took over them, you know? So, Aberdeen used to fucking be massively successful. They're done very well back in the fucking day. The last, like, few decades, they've not been as successful. It's been all about Rangers and Celtic, okay? And it's been like 35 years since Aberdeen won the Scottish Cup. So, my Aberdeen supporting friends from work, okay? He decided to go to the final that was on Saturday. Or he went to the cup final on Saturday. And he went there expecting his team to probably lose. Because Celtic usually always beat Aberdeen, especially when, you know, Celtic are usually the favourites in these kind of situations. Aberdeen very rarely do well against Celtic, whatever. But he still went there anyway because he knows that if he went there and his team actually fucking did something that was unexpected and beat Celtic, he would have been witnessed history firsthand. He could basically tell, you know, people down, you know, years and years down the line, I was there. I was there to see my team lift the Scottish Cup, you know? And that's what happened. Aberdeen beat Celtic on penalty kicks. Aberdeen made fucking history. And my pal from work, who was fucking dreading going there, you know, thinking, oh, my team's gonna get fucking destroyed, he went there knowing he would have regretted it if he didn't go. And he fucking managed to fucking see that. That's what I'm saying. So Phil's gonna try and, how can Phil explain that to his audience? Of any sort of comprehension of, you know, how would he ever understand that? He won't. I'm gonna. How's Phil going to pig-explain this in a way to try and make his dents understand this?
Play through digital speakers, digitized is a little different. Sports, well, I guess being a part of the crowd. Like, for example, I've been to a live WWE event. And to hear the roar of the crowd and be part of that when something live is going down feels a lot different than if you're just sitting at home watching from, you know, your TV, especially when it's very hard to replicate that level of excitement and noise and attention that you get when you're there in a crowd in person. So I would argue it's the crowd aspect of replicating something. What we're talking about is a convention, just meet and greet. There's no crowd aspect. You know what I'm saying? Like, no one's freaking out, waiting in line to get an autograph. Super Bon John says, think of all the merch you'd sell if you had a booth at a convention. Not much, because I had a booth at a convention selling Project 7 merch, and we didn't sell that much. We did not sell that much at all. Those shirts ended up being completely unprofitable, and I took a dive on them because I financed them up front. And
No. Phil, all free, you put money into it. This is a dangerous lie, Phil. It's a dangerous lie. You, Howard and Rambo, each put money into it, your own equal share. It was a three-way investment from all three of you. And then, when you moved out of Connecticut and moved to fucking Renton, you took the fucking shirts with you. And you tried to fucking give away those Patreon shirts as some sort of Patreon perk when you were not meant to do that in the first place. And Rambo and Howard were rightfully pissed because you were fucking giving away shirts for free via Patreon that they fucking paid money towards helping produce. And they called you out for that, Phil, in that fucking rant video, remember?
we did not sell that much at all. Those shirts ended up being completely unprofitable, and I took a dive on them because I financed them up front, and I didn't make my money back.
I financed them, not we. I financed them. Fuck you, Rambo. Fuck you, Howard.
When I want Captain Kirk or Picard's autograph, no. I don't want anyone's autograph. I literally don't want anyone's autograph. I've gotten one autograph in my entire life. I was a kid, and I was into comic books, and I found out that at my local mall, there was going to be a comic book artist that was going to be at the mall. I had no fucking clue who the artist was, okay? And I went there, and I bought a comic book, and the artist signed the comic for me, and I had that for years. I had no idea who this guy was. I think his name was like Lem Straczewski or something like that. I don't know, you know? And to this day, I don't really care. I don't have the comic anymore. I've heard about this game called The Precinct, actually. Isn't it supposed to be like a cop simulator or something?
This started about 10 years ago. As depressed, as an alcoholic. That was the start of my YouTube career. Today, many years later, things are a lot better. That's for sure. That is for certain. It is certain.
Oh, that is true. Little Alex Horn says you also had the CM Punk plaque. I bought a plaque that was a commemorative CM Punk piece of merch that had a signature. I don't have that anymore. I don't even remember what it was that was in that plaque, actually. I've forgotten. Lem Strignewski is a legend above legends. Yes. Yes, Glitter Bomb. Exactly. Be sure to thank veterans and service members today and to take a moment to think about those who gave the ultimate sacrifice for the country. We did already talk about that on the show, but thank you for bringing it up again. Have I thought about playing Euden Chronicles? I'd be interested in it eventually, but remember, over the summertime, I want to play Suikoden 2 HD from the Suikoden HD collection. We played 1, and it was an amazing playthrough, and I want to play the sequel. So that's probably what's on deck next. And then maybe later on we could do Euden Chronicles, which is the spiritual successor. That's a more modern game, right?
Did he just say successor correctly?
Chronicles, which is the spiritual successor. That's a more modern game, right?
So he can say it right. He has evolved from saying spiritual successor. You know, he now understands how to say successor.
on deck next. And then maybe later on we could do Eden Chronicles, which is the spiritual successor. That's a more modern game, right?
This vest is a symbol of that positivity. It's a symbol that together we can
Okay.
have fun as long as we stay positive.
Do I still have the Genesis Mini? I do, somewhere in the closet. I don't know where. It's somewhere in the closet.
At this point in my life, all right, that no matter what comes my way, that we can work together to overcome it. All right. That being said,
Len Strazewski? Maybe that's who it was. Someone says Len Strazewski wrote Starman after Roger Stern. Maybe it was Len Strazewski. That sounds kind of familiar, actually. Maybe that's who it was. But I was a kid. I had no idea who the guy was, whose autograph I was getting. Do I think DLC Radon or Melania was harder? I would say Melania was harder because when you fight Melania in Elden Ring, she literally is on another level than everything else in the game. When you get to Radon, the boss of the DLC, you've seen some shit, including Melania, so you're kind of already on that level of expecting what he's going to throw at you. You know there's more than one phase. You know crazy stuff's about to happen. I just feel like everything else in Elden Ring is easy compared to Melania, seriously. But then Radon, you kind of like have fought other tough stuff. Mozzie, thank you for a $5 super chat. He says, happy Memorial Day, everyone. Hope everyone is doing good and enjoying the day today. Thank you, Mozzie. That's our second contribution of the podcast. Again, everyone, thanks for chilling during the podcast. It would be great to get some support going. We are actually quite slow today on the show. I don't know why. Some days we get great momentum. Today we have almost nothing. It would be great to get a little bit more before we start with Blueprints here because we're going to start momentarily. Okay?
You just got some. Stop bitching.
Yes, I know. Isn't it hilarious how everyone freaked out about the Trump tariffs? Yeah, all the tariffs have been delayed. Everyone's, oh, prices are going to go crazy and everything. And then all the tariffs have been delayed, which is the whole point of tariffs to begin with, is that it wasn't ever going to go into effect. It was to play chicken with these other countries to get them to budge so that we could come to a more amicable agreement between us. The intention was never to start laying down insanely huge tariffs that would blow up prices worldwide.
Okay. First of all, they had a huge impact globally. You know, a lot of people's lives got fucked up with those fucking tariffs being imposed in the fucking first place. China had a fucking tit for tat fucking one-upmanship sort of fucking war. And by the way, spoiler alert, Trump blinked first in that little spat with China. China could kind of afford to kind of ride out a wee bit, you know what I mean? Just fucking they hit back with their own fucking tariffs, whatever. Lo and behold, you know, and Trump blinked first in that one. You know? And also there's been fresh announcements about 50% tariffs on the EU, you know, relating to, and also as well. And he's also trying to fucking bully like fucking Apple into fucking making iPhones in America only. Don't manufacture them in India. Fucking make them here instead in America. You know, it's just... Ah, Christ alive, man. It's unreal. But it had a massive knock-on effect globally. So for Phil to just say it didn't have any impact whatsoever, and what planet is he living on?
Why? But people like to freak out and be sensationalist media idiots rather than actually follow facts and, you know, real meaning behind what's going on in politics.
Like, people lost their fucking jobs around the fucking world because of the potential implication of, you know, the implementation of these tariffs fucking taking effect. You know? People, you know, it literally had it's unbelievable. I felt to say that. I can only say, what the fuck is wrong with this idiot? It didn't affect Phil though, so it mustn't have affected anyone else either. That's his lawyer. As long as it didn't affect Phil directly, then it's A-okay.
Why is there slow mode in Kick Chat when there's usually 50 to 70 people in the chat? Because if I turn off slow mode, people will come in with 20, 30 bot accounts and just spam the entire chat. They already have. That's why. Did I hear Soul Calibur 2 will be on Switch too? Someone had said that, but isn't it just on the Nintendo Online thing, which means no online play? It's just, it's like offline, so it doesn't really matter. All right, well, I think we're going to end the show. I want to say thanks. It was a chill show. Today, I'm eager to try the G5 pad again and see how it works and see if it's any good. Actually, like I said, I have a USB cables coming. I wonder if they got delivered.
Who
fucking
cares?
I see Jade. I see a random Jade. We might get a free space if Phil notices them. Go on, Phil. Look to chat. Look at chat. Stop staring at your phone, you fucking dork.
Oh wow.
That
Oh,
wasn't
wow,
me.
we're
That,
talking about
that's what
CVS2
Phil's
right
doing.
now. In my my group here, who my old friends from the Street Fighter community might try P Groove.
My old friends. My old friends. Hello, old friends. Remember me?
Fuck you and your friends.
Well, it's no wonder you don't have any friends.
Weirdo.
Right now, in my my group here, who my old friends from the Street Fighter community might try P Groove tonight. We'll have to see.
It's perfectly fucking acceptable for you to fucking be spoiled with P Groove and this fucking bizarre fucking broken part, you know, or whatever. So Phil didn't learn that. He never learned that himself. He fucking was spoiled. The meta was spoiled for him. And he's looking forward to fucking adopting that and trying that later on tonight. But he's complaining about something that was a fucking point that was made earlier on. By what was it? Was it Ira that made it? Or was it Nato? It was Nato Ronan that made it. Nato Ronan said earlier on that Phil says that he hates the FGC for giving it the meta for Street Fighter 6, but Phil is listening to the FGC for a game he supposedly has a lot of knowledge for. It was fucking Nato Ronan that said that earlier on.
And I am controlling all of you. And what I do, I wiggle like this. And what happens is your wallet opens up and all of your money flies out of your wallet through the sky.
Oh wow.
And then once a day,
You're saying Morgan can parry Dragon Punch and cancel her Dragon Punch into her Raging Demon. Wow.
I like how Jade was ignored for the first time, so he's sent another message to Phil. Well, hello. Just say what up.
That's interesting. Okay. What's up, Jade? How are you today? He's just stopping by to say what's up. Always good to see you, Jade. You'll be back tonight for
Squeak, free space.
We got a free space for that. Hooray, indeed. I think we're one away from a full house. We have seven free spaces, don't we? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we're one away from a full house.
Okay. What's up, Jade? How are you today? He's just stopping by to say what's up. Always good to see you, Jade. You'll be back tonight for CVS2, I believe, right? Okay.
Who fucking cares?
6 more seconds.
All right, are we good? Let's end the show. Seems like topics have run out. Let's jump into, oh, YouTube is not receiving, guys, I got a problem with my internet right now. What's going on? Are we broadcasting?
Who fucking
Dropped a whole
cares?
bunch of frames, but it looks like we're back. Are we okay now? That sucked. It looks like we're back now. Sorry, guys. It looked like my internet actually dropped for a few seconds, and then it came back. I don't know what happened there.
Drama.
That was very
drama. So much drama.
Okay, as long as we're good. Are we good?
Who fucking cares?
Looks okay. It did dip, but it's working now. Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. I don't know. I hope it doesn't keep happening. Okay. Let's end the show and get ready for Blueprints. Okay, guys. Thank you for chilling. Great podcast today. Remember, tomorrow there is no podcast. All right, none. I will be doing a full stream of Clear Obscure Expedition 33 to try to get maximum gameplay and good advancement of the game and the plot. So I hope you'll come back and join me tomorrow for that. But in the meantime, thanks a lot for a great show. I'll be back on Wednesday. Thank you all. See you then, and peace out. Bye-bye. Okay. Alrighty, you guys. Let's get set up here.
I'm a dunce. Yes, that's true.
Go. Let's get everything set up for Blueprints.
He's a racist.
I just gotta pee really quick. If you guys don't want me to play clips, I won't, because all I gotta do is pee. We're gonna start relatively quickly.
I'm a dunce. Offensive.
King Michael, I've actually never seen Duck Dynasty ever. So I saw this name, Phil Robertson, trending on X, and I was like, I don't know who that is. I wonder. And I clicked on it, and they're like, oh, Phil Robertson has passed away. And
We've won bingo, by the way. Phil mentioned X. We've won.
Burger.
There we go.
Full house. Oh boy, how exciting! Anyway,
I guess stuff indeed. Steve says, may I humbly suggest playing a random sound file like a crash or a hit or something after the squeak. I mean, I could do that. Yeah, I could do that. Honestly, currently how it sounds is like this.
Squeak squeak free space.
Do you want the fucking random crash to come in after that? I can see what I can do. I'll see if I can do something with that. You know, who knows? I'll have to wait and see. So, but yeah, I'll see if I can work my magic or whatever with that. So there we go. But yeah, we have one bingo. That's the important thing today, guys. We one bingo. Phil mentioned Twitter X, so that is $10 to the bingo prize fund. Excellent stuff indeed. We've got the full house today. As you can see, the bingo background image is what was actually this is an image that you guys won't get. We may not have seen too much. This was the original thumbnail for June the King's documentary on DSP. Although apparently, he had to change it because Phil complained. Apparently Phil was not happy with a certain person featuring in the thumbnail, and so instead June the King changed the thumbnail so it was a bunch of DSPs around him instead. That's a story I heard. I heard that story. This is, yeah. Apparently Phil was not happy with at least one person featuring his thumbnail behind him. So this is why June the King changed the thumbnail. June the King's thumbnail for the documentary was originally this picture. And apparently Phil complained, and so it got changed to a bunch of DSPs behind him as well. I think, well, I'm trying to remember, was it? It wasn't Liana, was it? Surely it wasn't Liana. It wasn't just because of Liana, was it? I don't know. I'm trying to think what else it could have been, but I think I think that may have been one of the reasons Liana was on there. You know. But anyway, fuck it, yeah. So that's what I'm saying though. But I saved before the image was gone and lost, whatever. I saved the image for posterity, and I made it into a fucking bingo thumbnail because why the fuck not? So there we go, good stuff indeed. So that is today's bingo card we have for today's show, and that's got a full house as well. We got a full house completed. We can see the full picture. Fantastic stuff indeed. So yeah, happy fucking days. Let's go live DSP, shall we, and see how he's doing. Remember, he started the stream, he ended the podcast and started gameplay on 7 buckaroos.
Clock rooms have we drafted?
17, wow.
Let's take a look.
He's fucking popping off for that shit.
Can't see my map. I can't read the map.
No, you can't read the map. That's a shame.
Old bastard!
Anyway, fuck it. I think I'm done with the fucking bar, man. Fuck it, you know. We're done with Phil Burnell. Phil Burnell, you know, is on 17 buckaroos as he's fucking desperate to try and hit as many goals as possible to try and get towards his precious fucking $90 goal. Yeah, Ian S has not given Phil money yet. To me, Ian S is a bit of a larper because he seemed to intentionally wait until Phil, like, you know, at the last second. Although, is that a larper move or is that a Phil trying to fucking bait others into supporting cam move? You know, it's like, it's those kind of things. Like, is it just fucking Wales fucking larping for the sake of like making Phil suffer and sweat? Or does Phil tell these fuckers, hey, don't give me money straight away, let others give me money first, you know, and then fucking wait? Who fucking knows? You know, that's something to fucking theorize about yourselves, you know, come up with your own theories and ideas or whatever as to what fucking, you know, if it's anything like that or whatever, who fucking knows? Anyway guys, I think I'm going to wrap things up there. Thank you very much for joining me for some bingo antics. Now, there is no bingo tomorrow because there's no podcast tomorrow. I was contemplating doing bingo for... Jesus fucking Christ. I just seen Warren's fucking message. Every time I say Jad, my phone auto-corrects it to Dad. Okay, son, it's not your fault. You're old and blind. But, yeah. Oh, Christ, man. But yeah, I was contemplating doing bingo tomorrow based on Sunday's podcast, but I've heard it was shite, and I've seen the compilation as well from Snort Burnell. It does seem like a podcast full of dead air, you know. So fuck it. Tomorrow's a detox day. Tomorrow, detox day. Back on Wednesday for some more bingo. We'll be here on Wednesday. We'll be here on Thursday. And even though there's no fucking podcast on Friday and all, we'll be here on Friday anyway to fucking have some fun, do some marbles as well, and pick a winner of the bingo prize fund for the month of May, you know. So yeah, that's what's going to happen next few fucking days anyway, guys. So I hope you all enjoy your little detox day from Phil tomorrow, if you choose to have a detox day, of course. I'll return on Wednesday for some more robust bingo antics and all that jazz. Until then, guys, I hope you all enjoy your Monday. And yeah, I'm going to end how it always ends by putting today's PIG contributions made by supremely talented Pixar animations. So yeah, enjoy your Monday. Have a good one. And yeah, that auto's going fucking mental. Jesus Christ. Look at that fucking spin moves. Getting fucking dizzy just watching them. We don't deserve otters. Otters are fucking glorious. I got very distracted by a fucking otter and the fucking antics. I'll rewind if I could, but I cannot. This is a strange feature on some streams, but you can't actually rewind streams like this. This is a live stream, okay? This otter stream is a live stream. I can't pause it and then play it. I can stop it, but when I play it again, it'll just go straight back to live. You know, it's the way their stream is set up. So I can't just fucking go back and forth and pause and rewind on this live stream on YouTube, which is bizarre to me. I've never seen any other stream on YouTube actually fucking have that sort of feature implemented. But for whatever reason, this otter stream does though. It just means I can't fucking rewind and show you the cute antics that the otters are fucking doing. Although of course, because this is bingo though, you can rewind my bingo stream and rewind otters if you want to enjoy watching what the otters are doing, but fuck it. I'm going to wrap things up, guys. Enjoy the rest of your Monday, and yeah, enjoy a little detox as well from Phil tomorrow if you choose to have a detox like I'm going to do. I'll see you all on Wednesday. Until then, good one, I'll catch you all later. Goodbye.
On September 14th, a pre-authorized payment of $16.51 from PayPal.
All right, Luna Mills has tipped me $1.30. It says, "I'm back. What's your favorite type of shower?" When you're showered in money, when you go outside and all of a sudden greenbacks start falling from the sky, and you raise your face up, you're like, oh, you start dancing, you go, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. All right, I don't know what the hell you're talking about, but thank you for the first tip of the day. Money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, money, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, 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 yeah, yeah. Money, money, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. These contributions are mandatory. Money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, money, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, 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 yeah, yeah. Money, money, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. These contributions are mandatory. Show me the money.
Free.
Money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, money, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, 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 yeah, yeah. Money, money, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. These contributions are mandatory. And it's gone, just gone like that.